Hey, Shalom, my young.
Shalom.
Hey, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakwadash.
Hey, double honor to the apostles and the elders that rule well. Peace and blessings to you brothers out there that's keeping the word. And sincerity, also the truth, man. And we are the Hebrew Israelites who come out here week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this place called America, which spiritually speaking is Babylon. We would wake up the chosen of our people, which consists of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. We'll let you know to wake up and take good heed because prophecy is around the corner, man. You see? And if you're not paying attention, you're going to get caught out here. But see, this message of ours is only for a given group of people. That's right. You see? And so it's whoever have ears to hear, let them hear. We're here to wake up the elect of our people and tell them and give them this word, man. And what that word is to do what? To sanctify them, to make them holy. And can you give me, you already know, that's my favorite. John 17:17. Okay.
It's the book of St. John, chapter 17, verse 17. All right, John 17:17, it says, sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth.
That's right. So we're here to sanctify the elect with this truth, man. What is the truth, man? The Holy Ghost, man. Which is the understanding of the scriptures. And again, it's only given to a group of people. And it was given to us, so what do? We go out there and we tell our people, you know, what time it is. And it's time for our people to wake up because death is around the corner. Hey, give me Jeremiah 1:5. Jeremiah 1:5.
It's the book.
Because like Jeremiah, we were blessed with this word, man. Which is word, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to come out here and tell our people, give our people warning of who? Of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Because the Most High is a terrible power, man. This is the same power that allowed us to go to slavery. You see, that allowed us our men to get butt raped. They allowed our women to get ravished. You see? With that understanding, what do? We remind our people, like, hey, man, this is the same power that allowed us to, you know, to go to endure slavery. But you have a lot of our people that are just straight up knuckleheads that aren't going to hear, aren't going to listen. So guess what? A lot of our people are going to die, man. This is a serious message that we're saying. You see?
Amen. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai is all spirit, man. No, he's not. He ain't for playing around, man. It says that Yahweh Shai is an austere man. He's a very severe man, severe power. He's the true power of war, man. All right. The issues of death belong to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. So it behooves you to really pay attention and to take heed to what the Lord tells you to do, man, because his life is in your hands.
Yeah.
See? It's Jeremiah 1:5. I'll start at verse 4. Then the word of Yahweh came unto me, saying, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
That's right. So the Most High sanctified his man. You know, before they were born, they were predestined to come out here and to tell our people, man. You see? And a lot of our people have a problem with that. A lot of our people have a problem with a certain man, you know, claiming to have 100% of the truth words. It lets you know right there that somebody has to have it. Somebody has to have the knowledge of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You see? And according to prophecy, we know who have it. You see? Because the spirit of Yahweh Shai is the spirit of prophecy, man.
That's right.
When we come out here, that's what we talk about. We talk about the end times. You see? And a huge component of the end times is what? Judgment, man.
That's right.
Hey, can you read down to verse 9, Baba Shah? And then jump to verse 16?
Jeremiah chapter 1, I'm going to read verse 6. Then said I, Lord power, Yahweh, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a child. But the Lord said unto me, say not, I am a child, but thou shalt go to all that I shall send thee, and whatsoever I command thee, thou shalt speak. Be not afraid of their faces, for I am with thee to deliver thee, saith Yahweh. Then Yahweh put forth his hand and touched my mouth, and Yahweh said unto me, behold, I put my words in thy mouth.
That's right. So the Most High has put the words his words in our mouth. And what are we here to tell our people? Hey, man, hey, wake up, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Guess what? Bad times is coming.
That's right.
See, a lot of times when brothers get knowledge, you know, they want to prove their knowledge by arguing things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? We're not coming in that stead, man. We're coming in instead of giving our people the knowledge of Yahweh Bashim Yasam, which is that a huge component to of that is prophecy.
That's right.
But let them know, hey, man, forget all that arguing and stuff. The Most High about to send judgment, man.
Right.
If you're not paying attention, you're going to get wiped out. You see what I'm saying? Hey, jump to verse 16. You got something?
Yeah, jump 16.
Yeah.
No, I got you. Verse 16, it says, I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me and have burnt incense unto other gods and worship the works of their own hands.
That's right. So how is the Most High going to let our people know that he's dissatisfied with them? Go ahead, read.
Verse 17, thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them.
That's right. So the Most High is going to use his servants to go out there and tell these people that he's against their ways. That's what we're set up to do. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You see, we're here to give our people direction, order. You see what I'm saying? A way of life, a culture. Because how we living isn't working, man. The way of America, black culture, that's killing our people, man.
That's right.
This place is nothing but death. Hey, that's why it says to come out of her, my people. Right. What's that, Micah 2 and 10? Can we grab that? That's why the Most High has told us to come out of this place, man.
Amen. Because this place, man, Babylon is ingrained, man. This place, known as Babylon, also America, has been ingrained in your flesh with wickedness, man. Everywhere you look, everything that you see is ingrained in idolatry, and it's literally made for you to go against our power, man. That's why our people are in the predicament that they're in right now, man. Regulated to the hood, you know, eating the worst foods of the worst foods, killing each other. You see what I'm saying?
Excuse me, sir. May I ask you a question?
Please, if you will.
No. I was talking to this gentleman. Sir, may I ask you a question? Are you filming us? No? Can you not film? Like filming our way? I'm sorry, what? How do you know?
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
Huh? How do you know? What do you know what we believe in? No, we're not black Israelites. We're not with black Israelites. We don't identify being black. We don't identify being black, bro. Actually, we believe. Won't you come and ask? Won't you come and ask? No, you over there. Won't you come and ask, bro? I'm sorry. What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
We can't hear you, man.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out why you were trying to film us, bro. That's all.
You gotta talk about it.
Okay. Hey, we're trying to do art too. Why you disturbing our art, bro? Why you disturbing our ability to create? You're disturbing our ability to create, bro. You're messing with our art. We're not disturbing your art. This is art, right? This is our art. Why are you destroying our art? See, that's the hypocrisy of the so-called white man.
Right.
See, he says that it's all about love and things of that nature, but he's not displaying love. That's very hateful. Well, how is that hateful? Well, he's strong. The word hate means he's a strong dislike, and this is what he's exemplifying. I didn't say that he was a devil. I didn't say I hated white people, although I do hate Edomites.
That's right.
Right.
You see? Who have ruled the world in wickedness.
That's right.
He doesn't know what an Edomite is. He's just assuming. He's assuming. I'm sorry, what?
They assume everything.
They assume everything?
Everything.
Well, a lot of people assume because they believe that they're right. They believe that they have the ability to do whatever they want to do. Hey, but that understanding is being brought low. Judgment is about to be issued out for Edomites, man.
That's right.
Hey, give me Obadiah. What's that? It said the pride of thy heart has deceived thee.
Let's go, Chad. That's right.
Because that's what's going on. The pride of this gentleman heart, Edomites, you see, had deceived them. Do you really think that you're gonna be able to do all this evilness on the planet Earth? Hey, can you give me like the slavery sign, please?
Yeah. Boom.
But what are we saying that's so crazy? How is this hateful? Who have we killed? Who have we slain? We haven't done anything. You see? All we're saying is that this hatred that you have displayed on the earth, it's gonna come back to you.
That's right.
That's it, man. Hey, let's grab the scriptures though.
Obadiah 1 and 8?
Yeah.
This is
Obadiah 1 and 3. Obadiah 1 and 3.
Okay.
This is Obadiah 1 and 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee.
That's right. The pride of your heart had deceived thee. You see? You really think that you're gonna be able to do all these evil, malicious things, and the higher power is not gonna address this? That's all we're saying.
Right.
Now, do we believe that you have certain people that are so-called white? That's why we don't use that term. That are actually good people. Yes, but he doesn't know that. But why is that? Because he's a hater.
Right. That's right.
He's the true hater.
That's right.
He's the truth because you displayed hatred. You're displaying hatred, sir. You are displaying hatred. You are displaying hatred.
Why do you keep saying white people, Ottomites, whatever? No, I literally heard it.
White people. Do you know what an Edomite is?
What's the Edomite?
Sir, what's an Edomite?
Exactly.
You don't know?
Find out. Why are you talking?
Why would you come and find out? Hey, we being guarded though.
Yeah,
That's
kind.
good. Why don't you come? Hey. Judgment time is going out, man. Hey, years ago you wouldn't see that.
Man, at all.
You see that? Put that camera on him, man. Hey, forget about it. Hey, the rulership of the so-called white man is waning, man.
That's right.
It's through, I count. Hey, call Allah your
About to see me outside.
Hey, that stuff doesn't work no more, man.
Right.
Hey, this place is falling, man. Hey, bring it out, huh?
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 3.
That's right.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high,
That's right.
that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's right. So you got people out there that say, who's going with your Edomites, so-called white people, saying, you know what? I'm not going to be brought down. America's going to be made great again. Guess what? America's not going to be made great again, man. Why is that? Because judgment is here. It's coming to this place.
That's right.
The God of the Bible is going to bring judgment to this place.
That's
man.
right.
Hey, if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, American, it's time to wake up, brother.
That's right.
It's time to. Hey. Vente aquí, por favor.
Para ahí, ándale, primo.
Hey. Like I said, our people, judgment is going to be issued out for our people, man. They want to play games out here. Hold on, sir. We're going to get to these scriptures. Go back to what you were going to.
This is back in Obadiah 1, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and thou that set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
That's right. So the Most High is bringing this place down. And how's he bringing it down, man? Via war, man. You see here, he went to all these different places and done what? And totally beat the mess out of people, man. Took their resources. Guess what? That's going to happen to them. You got something? I got something.
Job 18:5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. The light shall be darkness in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him.
That's right. So his light, his brightness is being put out. When somebody is very creative, what do you say? Hey, this person is very bright. You see? So his understanding is being brought low. What's that? Jeremiah 49. His understanding is being brought low. You see? Go ahead.
This is Habakkuk 2, starting at verse 1. I will
Go to 5.
Verse 5. He also, because he transgresses by one, he is a proud man.
That's right.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell.
That's right. So the so-called white man, he doesn't keep himself at home. He enlarges his desires as hell. How so? By taking everybody's resources, man. By dictating what's right or wrong, globally speaking. You see? Destroying other people's culture and saying, you know what, we're liberating the women. Now you go over there, you go to the Middle East, where you look at the Middle East, what do you see going on? Gay parades, things of that nature. Impoverished. Hey, I was looking at the countries that are stricken by famine. Countries that are stricken by famine. Hold on, brother. Hold on. Sorry. Countries that are stricken by famine, and it was 51 countries. You had a majority of those countries that had got stricken by famine were in the North African region. Why is that? Because the U.S. went over there, okay, and bombed the heck out of these certain places, man, and also set up proxy wars to take over them regions. You see, so this man doesn't keep at home, man. This man, enlarge his desires as hell, insatiable. Go ahead,
I'll reread that for you.
It's back in Habakkuk 2, verse 5. He also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his heart, his desire as hell,
That's right.
and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
That's right. So heap it to him all people, man, and put it under his hegemony. That word hegemony, the elder Ariana likes to bring this out, where it basically means that you impose your culture, i.e. your way of life, on other people. It's the main culture. You see, the dominant culture, like case in point, what the Greeks did when they Hellenized the known world. You see what I'm saying? So the same people are coming in that same light, man, because their understanding of righteousness is dominance. Now, there is dominance spoken about in the scriptures, but it's a certain way in which you're supposed to rule. You know, let's be going removing landmarks, man, and also oppressing the heathen. It talks about that in the scriptures. The stranger, there's a certain way in which you're supposed to govern that's advantageous for the people. In this place, the so-called white man or the Edomites, they don't rule their nations, you know what I'm saying, with equity, man. That's why you see all types of bloodshed and discomfort in the world, man. Go ahead.
If I'm to make a point, that's why the scriptures has a predominant people that are supposed to rule the planet Earth. The scripture tells you in the law how the Most High set the boundaries according to the limits of the children of Israel, man. So us as a people, we're supposed to dominate the world and impose our way upon the rest of the heathen, man.
That's right.
But what happened was that when we went into our land, all right, we didn't push out all the heathen like we were supposed to, and we assimilated to their ways, which in turn, Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua brought us down, man. All right, and now the Most High has risen up the basest man of the planet Earth, all right, to show you how not to rule the planet Earth. And this is exactly what happens when you disobey him, man. Okay? Everything is systematically set up by Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushua for a particular purpose. You see? I got a real quick precept for you. Proverbs 27:20, laying back on Habakkuk 2:5. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of man are never satisfied.
Right. The eyes of a carnal man or a fleshly man is never satisfied, man. And that's how you see the so-called white man ruling, man. And his consumerism, if you will, is destroying them. You see? Case in point, look what's going on with Apple. The Apple stock has dropped dramatically because of the trade wars that are going on. You see? So we have the Chinese government. What they're doing is they're encouraging people not to buy the Apple phone. Right. And I did the research. There's 1.411 billion people in China, and 25% of those people didn't buy iPhones. That's 325,075,000 people that doesn't have an iPhone. That will hurt any stock, man. You see? But yeah, just yesterday the stocks fell 660 points. So these trade wars are going to start affecting these Americans, man. With less money to spend, people are going to start going out less and buying things they don't need. So something like iPhones will become obsolete, man.
Right.
Yep. Hey, can you read that article out?
Box.
The one that Box is going to where I was just speaking about.
This is Box.com. If the shutdown continues, money for food stamps.
I was talking about the one that was talking about the Apple phone when I was just speaking.
Okay, this is TheStreet.com. Keep an eye on earnings. Kramer's Mad Money recap. It's posted.
And Kramer, he has Kramer has a show. I forget where it's on. I think it's on like MSNBC or something. CNBC. And he's just a quirky white guy that's bald headed, wears a loose tie, and he's talking about fast and exciting about stocks that are really BS, But he makes good points. Go ahead.
It says things are starting to look pretty bad out here. Jim Cramer admitted to his Mad Money viewers on Thursday after the Dow Jones Industrial Average lost another 660 points. On this day, all eyes were on the Apple stock, the latest market casualty.
Right.
Kramer said Apple's pre-announcement was about one thing, a slowdown in China. But we're still really not sure whether that slowdown is being caused by a rapidly weakening Chinese economy or by the Chinese discouraging consumers from buying American homes during a trade war.
That's right. So there you have it. They're saying it could be two reasons. The economy not doing so well in China, or the trade wars. And I guess it's both. Trade wars it hurts your economy. And that's what we see going on here in the U.S. Those people are going to start buying things, man. Consumerism is going to go down drastically. You see, the number one consumer, minority group, or one of the number one consumers that are minority groups that are so-called black people, man. You see?
7% in America.
Yep. But this place, go ahead.
I was going to make a point just in regards to what the people's talking about, man. Like even with iPhone, man. iPhone, when you see a tech stock drop like that, that makes all other tech stocks drop because iPhone, or Apple, I rather say, was the first stock or the first tech stock to reach over $1 trillion in the market. So when you see Apple drop, they was expecting one quarter. They was expecting like $91.3 billion just in this one quarter. That's what they was expecting. But when they came out and said, well, we're going to expect $83 billion, that's a $10 billion loss off the top. So if you see one tech stock, which is Apple, drop in techs, all right, what else are you going to see drop? You're going to see Amazon drop. You're going to see Samsung drop. All these different tech stocks are going to drop. And it wasn't just here in America. Almost every currency around the world took a dramatic dip when they made that announcement. Everybody took a dip at the same time, which shows you that all this economy is intertwined and entangled together, man. So if America falls, if America's economy drops, not like China just gonna be sitting back. Yeah, no, the niggas gonna be hurt too. Japan gonna be hurt.
Exactly. The thing about these other countries is they produce things. Versus America doesn't produce anything. I mean, America isn't self-sufficient. All these tech stocks, a lot of them are ran by American companies, man. He named a couple of them. Because America, what they do now is they sell services. You see what I'm saying? They sell ideas. Like they sell, case in point. People, when we gripe and say that, man, you go to India and there's a dang on McDonald's. But they don't even eat cows, right? Well, you have to understand, American companies sold their idea to them.
Going back to happening too.
You see what I'm saying?
Right back.
Go ahead,
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
That's right. So the Most High, well, so the so-called white man has laid himself thick claim, man. You see what I'm saying? And what is that word, clay, in the scriptures? But it goes back to death. You see, Batya. You know, and that's how he's able to basically, bro, rule these the world, man. Not only with your petrodollar, but with his various loans. You see, because in order for you to get, you know, buy, you know, these services that I'm talking about, like a idea, a company, things of that nature, well, you got to go into business with them. You got to go in debt with them, man. You see? Go ahead, Doc.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. Because you know what the brother was going into. You know, how does Esau sell over his ideas to these different nations, man? He just uses his blessing. He'll go over to that other nation, all right, and he'll use a sword. He'll go over there and demolish it with war, and ravish it. He'll give him he'll tell you, look, man, we'll loan you X amounts of billions of dollars that you got to pay back through the IMF, which they know they'll never pay back. You see? But the scriptures talk about how this man would do this, all right? This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
That's right.
You know?
And sword is that going into what the brother's bringing out, is that weapon, man. You see what I'm saying? That's a huge way of how he's able to, you know, take over a lot of this land, his tongue, which is likened into a sword. You see? He's able to pierce people, man. And basically, it trapped them in all these contracts, things that nature, man. But all the other nations, they get tired of it. They're going to stand up against the war. Right.
Psalm 52, I'm going to start at verse 1. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of the Most High endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness, say lie.
That's right, man. So and that exemplifies, that describes the so-called white man to the T. Because all he does is lie, man, to get over people, man. Right? Here you have it, even now, you have them taking over gas land. I was watching a documentary, this week actually. In Canada, they fighting for their land because they're trying to build a pipeline through it. So here they are going to court and things of that nature. Here, I forget, it's like it, but I forget the tribe's name. But they said they have, their law is sovereign.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
You know? But so-called white man with his tongue, he said, according to this junction and that junction, this article, we're able to go through your land. You see, putting up a front as if he was trying to be diplomatic with the Gadites, man, and just taking their land. Hey, but that's the so-called white man for you. You see?
How many times has he done it? How many times can this man do the same thing for you to think that he's not going to change? He's going to change. It's all good. He did it in the past, man. How many trees? Over 430 some trees made with the Native so-called the Gadites, and he broke every single last one of those treaties, man. Every single last one of them. So what makes you think that now, over a pipeline, you're gonna say, well, the Gad pretty much like, well, according to this, you can't do it. Esau like, well, according to this junction in this section of this law here, 1.5.673, we can go ahead and do this.
That's right. That's what they do. That's what they do. Here you are, you're in the lease, and a company can say, you know what, the property tax went up, the CAM went up. The CAM is basically the outside area which you're supposed to pay, for maintenance and things of that nature. So if you are in a building, you know what I'm saying, that area, you have to pay a fee for them to come and maintenance, stuff like that. If you guys ever have a business, always pay attention to that CAM. This is CAM. It's an acronym. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times these companies, what they do is they give you a contract and say, we're going to charge you this much, and then hit your hope with a whole bunch of paperwork and increase it. So always look at for that, man. But actually, I use all that as an example because that just shows the deceitfulness of so-called white men with those feigned words. You got some? Go ahead.
This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
And that's what you see here in the U.S., man. This place is built with lies. You see, lies and deceit. They've done that to you, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You see what I'm saying? And it's time for you Latinos to wake up and to see that, hey, this man doesn't like you just as much as he don't like these morenas. Okay? You see? Now they're trying to discriminate you against you more and more. You see? See, I grew up around so-called white people, so I know what they used to talk, what they used to say about you Latinos. Call you all types of things underneath the sun. Then when I left the table, when you sit down, he'll say the same thing about me. And now here we are fighting against one another. Well, soon that's going to disappear, man. Well, actually, that's going crank up.
Yeah.
But a lot of people will have to figure it out, man. Go ahead, Al.
This is that the elder mentioned the wall, right? This is Hosea chapter 2, verse 6. Therefore, behold, I will hedge up thy way with thorns and make a wall that she shall not find her path.
That's right. So our people are going to be destroyed because of that, man. A lot of people wonder why so-called Mexicans, which are not Mexicans, you're Israelites. Tú eres Israel, man. That's right. You are the tribe of Israel, man. You see, the reason why a lot of those Mexicans, Israelites, like are trying to move over here, is because of the NAFTA agreement. The NAFTA agreement in the 90s basically destroyed the Mexican economy. Why is that? Because the U.S. was able to send subsidized corn into that region, so that destroyed that economy, man. Because the number one thing that they used to produce is corn. So with the economy, farmers not being able to farm, you know what happened? Well, you had extreme malnutrition going on, or starvation going on. So they fleeing over here, trying to take care of their dang on family, man. You see what I'm saying? That's why they're coming over here. Not because they're just lazy and they just want to come over and mess up stuff. No, you mess up their land.
That's right.
You see, that's the so-called white people, man. That's the Edomites. They like to think that you're wrong for taking care of your people, man. Come on now. Hey, people are brother. Hey, people are waking up to that, to your lies, man.
Right.
Hey, that's why we out here to tell our people, you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Hey, you are the tribe, the nation of Israel, man. Right. You're the chosen people, man.
That's right.
There's a reason why no matter what they do to us, we're able to take it and make it better, man. Flip it. Because the Most High is dealing with us, man. But now that we understand that, we need to come back to our power.
Right.
Because it's about to get bad out here. With the grinding ceasing.
Government shutdown.
Government shutdown, man.
It's serious.
It's serious business out here, man. You see? The other nations are tired of America. Now you see trade wars going on with China. That's going to intensify. Okay? And trade wars lead to what? Hot wars. There's a reason why Trump pulled out of Syria. Why is that? Because he's pulling back to get his troops ready for a bigger war. You see? War is not about to stop. This place was built off of war. It's going to die by that gun too. You go back to Habakkuk.
This is back in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them?
That word booty means treasure. You see, so America's going to be a treasure to these other people, man, to these other nations. More and more, they're starting to rise up against this this place, man. We see places like Turkey making pacts with Russia, economic pacts with Russia, China, things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Making I forget that term. BRICS,
Oh yeah.
the BRICS nations. You see Britain trying to do what? Exit the UN, Brexit. You see what I'm saying? Why is that? Because these nations are getting tired of this place. 17 and 16. God.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 17, verse 16. All right, Revelation 17 and 16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
That's right. So you see these the 10 horns, the UN, if you will, they're going to rise up against America, man, which is that great whore, which is also known as Babylon the Great in Revelations, man. You see, that's why you see these EU countries speaking up against these sanctions that was put on Iran. Why is that? Because it's messing with their money. They say, hey man, you messing with our money. You know? But I'm not about to follow that, man. And more people are starting to become nationalists. Hey, Trump even proclaimed that. He's like, you know what? I'm a nationalist. And you see the same move being made when in World War I and II. America was caught deeming itself the same thing. We're isolationists. What about what's going on here? You see? So you have people going into their own corner, going to their own people, which is also prophesied in the scriptures. Okay? Because they're getting ready to come up against this place, man. Go ahead.
I got another precept. Isaiah 5, verse 25. Therefore is the anger of Yahweh kindled against his people, and he has stretched forth his hand against them and has smitten them. In the hills they trembled, and their carcasses were torn in the midst of the streets. All right, and this is what's coming, man. All right, you're gonna have a lot of death and destruction that's gonna come soon to America, man.
Right.
Okay, because when you have the government shut down, all right, and we hope and pray that the government can remain shut down. Man, Donald Trump mentioned today. He said, man, look, man, I'm messing around to shut the government down all year, man. If they don't build the wall, man. We'll mess around and keep it shut down for months. And what's that going to do, man? That's going to affect people's paychecks coming in. It's going to affect the IRS from giving people tax refunds. It's going to affect people in their food stamps. A lot of our people are about to feel the squeeze, man. You see what I'm saying? So it says, for all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still. And he will lift up an ensign to the nations from far, and will hiss unto them from the end of the earth. All right, these are these different nations from on far that are going to hiss to this end of the earth with their with the thermonuclear destruction. All right, and behold, they shall come with speed swiftly.
That's right. That's right.
Didn't Russia just test out the avant-garde missile that can pretty much bypass any defense system? All right, these missiles are going to come here speedily, man. You can read about that in Joel the 2nd chapter, man. Joel the 3rd chapter. All right, these prophecies is coming to life, man. All right.
Hey, well, that's why Trump is really talking about trying to get out of Syria, because the Russian defense systems, they
want everything.
They fucking Esau shit up, man. Excuse my French, but that's what's happening, man. Yeah. So Esau's through, man. This guy on all levels, he's been systematically, the juice is being sucked out of this guy, man.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hey, with that, you know, it's happening. You best believe this is going to happen. This is going to affect our people, man. And how is it going to affect our people? Guess what? It's getting to the point to where it's going to affect, you know, a lot of these women's ability to be able to go eat. Alluding to SNAP. SNAP is going to be cut drastically. You see? So all you women that are set on your leads, man, hey, judgment is coming. You see? Hey, can you pull that article? You see? Because famine is one of the ways that the Most High issue out judgment. That's talked about often in the scriptures. During the time of the Babylonian captivity, you know, Jeremiah prophesied that that Babylon was going to be taken over by famine. You see, and people are going to be mourning. But we're here to tell you that's going to happen here in Babylon the Great.
That's right.
Death and destruction is coming here, and the aspect of death, if you will, is a lot of our people going to be starving, man. You hear that out? Go ahead.
This is Vox.com. Title it says, if the shutdown continues, money for food stamps and school lunches could run out by March.
That's right.
Okay.
Read that again.
It says, if the shutdown continues, money for food stamps and school lunches could run out by March.
That's right. So that's not too far from now. What is that? 2 more months?
Time.
You see, and that's going to affect a lot of people out there that receive these different benefits, man.
Right.
And the chief of our people are you so-called women of these tribes, man. A lot of judgment is going to be issued out on these women because they have lived in great ease, man. You see, that vengeance is going to fail, and that vengeance failing. You see, guess what? Or the economy, you see, failing. Guess what? That's going to affect your life. So here you are in Babylon, just like in ancient Babylon. You able to live carelessly. You see, or I should say in Judah. It's like you're able to live carelessly. Guess what? That's about to be cut off. That's about to be cut low, man. That's about to be death out here in these streets.
That's right.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
That's right. A lot of people, man, who will speak on that, go ahead.
That's right. Like the deacon is going into, man. These people walk in great pride, man. Okay, so many miseries are coming in the way of famine, death, pestilence, and ultimately destruction, man. Okay, and like the deacon was also going into, it's about to get tight, man. Okay, and we're seeing the beginning stages are potential with this government shutdown. All right, for these things to come to pass.
And you got to think about it. You got a lot of people who get away with wickedness, who it seems like they get away with it on a daily basis. They put out nothing but negative worth, negative energy, and they don't think that one day is going to come back onto them, man. Read that again. They don't think that one day they're going to have to pay for their deeds, man. And that's what's coming to the earth, man. The big I told you so, man. Read that again. Because you got to think about how stupid is it that your president shut down the whole government to build a wall, man.
That's right.
And people are taking pride in that, man. That's totally stupid. I don't care. Look, I don't care who. Look, that is totally insane in the membrane, man.
You know what's even stupider?
Yeah.
Is
Stupid.
that y'all voted this dude in because he said he was gonna build a wall.
Right.
Like literally got the majority vote over a wall, bro. All these issues going on all across the world, that's what you worried about.
Right.
You know?
And if he builds that wall, they're going to smuggle some over here to work any damn way. Because he's not going to do the damn job. And he's not going to pay Jake because Judah is looking for more money. So then you get Issachar, the so-called Latino, you know, the Native American tribe, they'll work. So that's his top slave. He going to be hurt if they ain't coming over here. So it's all ignorance, man. It's all ignorance, man. Read that one more time, Slava.
2 Ezra 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride.
Great pride, man. And this government is a great example of great pride, man. This society is an example of great pride. No fear of the Lord. You know?
That's right, brother. That's right. Hey, and because of that lack of fear, the Most High is going to judge our people, man.
Yeah.
In particular, you women. A lot of judgment is going to be issued out because the Most High is tired of basically the transgressions, man. And that's why this topic keeps on coming up. Judgment is about to be issued out, man. You see? Go ahead, Ari.
Deuteronomy 28, verse 52.
Right.
And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates, until thy high and fenced walls come down, wherein thou trustest throughout all thy land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee. Now this is going into this can be alluded into 70 AD when Esau came and besieged Jerusalem. Martial law, but that's going to come again. It's going to happen again.
They talk about an EMP attack. You know, I was watching. I know it was on Double 7. EMP attack. Imagine the whole electrical grid just go out right now. You know, and the trucks stop moving for just 2-3 days. 2-3 days. The food will be off the shelves completely, and these Americans will show their true colors towards one another. It'd be hell out here, man. Easy work.
That's why man, hey, that's a YouTube video. It's called American Blackout. Man. It goes into America's power system being cut off for 3 days and how people will react. You know, it's a good video to watch. It says, verse 53, and thou shalt eat the fruit of thine own body.
That's right.
The flesh of thy sons and thy daughters, which Yahweh thy power hath given thee in the siege, and in the straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee.
So that means cannibalism is coming back. You see what I'm saying? When people, can't eat, they get frustrated, man. They begin eating their shoelaces and things of that nature. And then it gets to the point to where the kids start dying, and instead of kids being, thrown away, what do? Well, because secondly, everything shut down, nobody's going to come and get that body. What they going to start doing? They're going to start eating their children, man.
Their bodies, they shall not suffer their bodies to be buried in graves, man. You're gonna have a lot of bodies that's gonna be out here like the deacon going into, man. There's gonna be a lot of dead bodies on the street that aren't gonna be buried, man. So think about it. If you got a pack of people that haven't eaten in 3-4 days, and your body's not trained to fast, and they see a dead body, it's gonna be second nature. Like, well, shit, I haven't eaten anything else. This is the only option that I have to eat. And it's cannibalism is gonna come back, and it's in the scriptures, it's in the Bible, man.
Bro, it's gonna be like Walking Dead out here, man.
That's right.
Hey, people eat meat every single day, but you're not supposed to eat meat every day because it takes 8 hours for your body to digest it. Hey, that's why you have so many people that are walking around that are obese. Everybody here in America eats so great. Nobody thinks that that this place could fall, man. You see, and because of that pride, that arrogancy, guess what? Most I was going to send a judgment on this place, man. And one of those judgments is again famine. Right. Going back to what? Because all this it's stepping points to what? The ultimate famine. What we see in the government shut down, things of that nature. You see, we're seeing social unrest go on out there and where? In Venezuela. I really wanted to say in France. You see. Protests, the same thing happened in Venezuela. Right. You see? So you're seeing a deterioration, and that deterioration is coming here to America. And you start to see it by little things like this, the government shut down, and people gonna start rioting when they cannot eat. Can we go back and finish that article right quick?
It says poor families are especially at risk.
Poor families gonna be especially at risk. Single parent households, those are really synonymous with poor most of the time. So a lot of women, even if they're doing good, they have their baby daddy on child support. You see that they're getting the food stamp, things of that nature. They have a decent job. You see, guess what's gonna happen? When all that, when they got to start paying $300 extra for food, forget about it. The crime is going to increase. Why is that? Because people are going to be hungry. More stealing, more shooting. Hey, this is America. People are ready to shoot out here. More shooting, more killing, more social unrest. You see? A lot of these women are going to be brought low for their pride, man.
If I can say real quick, I was reading an article yesterday on the same topic, and the spirit came upon me to look at the statistics of the demographics of people that use Snap, and that use that use Snap and that use WIC. And the top percentage of people that used it, the top percentage was, of course, the so-called Negroes. All right. The second was the so-called Latinos, and the third was the Native Americans. Those were the top 3 people that use governmental assistance programs, man.
Proportionally speaking, we had more people on those benefits. You know what I'm saying? People like to make the argument, well, you can't have white people. Most people are zoning in white people. Yeah, but they supposed to have a higher population, you know. But proportionally speaking, you have more people on welfare.
By percentage of Esau. I mean, by numbers of Esau.
Yeah, by
percentage-
numbers is Esau.
By percentage is Jacob.
Yeah, by percentage is Jacob. You see, so this is going to greatly affect our people.
Hey, but you know what? The biggest welfare child is the so-called Jew.
Yeah.
And you notice they never look to cut them programs that they get.
Yeah.
It's always the program in which you so-called, like the brother is going into, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, in quote, you know, basically are the majority of, man, into. So they always look to those programs to look to blame you, but the so-called Jew gets billions of dollars for his military, for the holiday, for everyday activity, civil activities, business, billions of dollars, man, yearly, annually. And that's they don't look to cut that funding, man. If you cut off that, you have all sorts of money.
All sorts of money.
I mean, damn. But they're not welfare babies.
Right. Esau, they deserve it.
Yeah, man.
According to their lives, they deserve it because they've been through so much.
Even if that was real, what was that, 6 years?
Yeah.
The Holocaust, 6 years? Even if that was real, which is all madness, but if that was real, you gonna say 6 years is worse than what the so-called Negro, Latino, Native American have went through centuries of just torture, still going through it?
Barbecue and black people.
Anti-Semitic, man.
Yeah, this is madness, man. But hey, but good thing that this war is falling, man. Use whether it's falling, what? Economic hardship. Hey, can we finish that article? And then we'll jump to 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter.
It says, with the federal government mired in a shutdown, the U.S. Department of Agriculture announced that funding for food stamps and subsidized school lunches for poor children will run out by the end of February or early March.
So guess what? February hits. It's not far from now. Not far from now. It's only 30 weeks. It's 3 weeks. That's 3 weeks. Guess what? People are gonna start feeling the squeeze, man.
Oh yeah, no tax return.
Yup, no tax return on top of that. For all them kids that you had,
Hurt.
you know what I'm saying? You have a lot of women out there that don't even know the father of their children. I remember one woman talking to me, and she said, "You know what? If I got pregnant right now, I just have to line them all up." Women, and a lot of women out there live like that. Not all, you see, but you have a lot of our women that live that way. And it's a shame that we have to
I'm good. And you?
go through this, or even, you know, cater to people's emotion to let our people know that they're going off, man. But you know what? We came out here, we've been doing our jobs. The elders, chiefly the elder apostles, been doing their jobs, man, for 20 plus years, man. Now judgment is gonna start raining,
Right,
man.
right. So,
Hey, because guess what? The prophet Jeremiah, he prophesied for 41 years, man, dealing with Jacob, lying on them, things of that nature. You see?
trip.
To the point to where, guess what? When it was time for them to be taken up, they got taken up easy breezy, man. Babylonians told them up. And guess what? The new Babylonians going to tell Jacob 2/3 of our people, man. Hey.
I got 37.
Okay.
Isaiah 57, all right, and 16. For I will not, Isaiah 57 and 16, for I will not contend forever, neither will I always be wroth, for the spirit shall fail before me in the souls which I have made.
So the Most High is not going to keep on.
Yeah.
The Most High is not going to keep on just allowing this to go on, man. You see? And tell them not, and send us out here to tell our people, hey, man, stop doing what you're doing. You know, turn back to the Heavenly Father.
Right.
You see? Now it's becoming more and more apparent that our people just want to argue. You see? And because they want to be hard-headed and insolent, guess what? The Most High is going to send judgment. One of them judgments is famine.
11, Isaiah 57 and 11. And of whom hast thou been afraid or feared that thou hast lied and hast not remembered me,
That's right.
nor laid it to thy heart? Have not I held my peace even of old, and thou fearest me not?
That's right. So there's no fear of the Heavenly Father. Our people have claim to be Israelites, can't claim to be in the know, but here they are playing and trying to be cute with it, man.
Right.
You got women speaking, batting their eye all up in the camera, man.
Close as hell.
Trying to be cute, man.
On that cute side, yeah.
hey, the Most High's not dealing with that, man. Battering the scriptures, man, just so you can get a like. And you got guys out there that's on these comic boys. Dang, sis, Siobhan, you're beautiful.
I agree, sis. APTTH.
But she got a ring on her finger. She has a ring on her finger. Wait, why are you out there bopping? You got a ring on your finger, man.
Yeah.
You got these women that are supposedly married, and the truth, and all they want to do is get dang on likes on social media, man. All of it, computer loving. Jake out there, these women out here getting their computer love on. Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot
I don't need astronomy. Thank God for my technology ass. Well, guess what, baby? Hey, the Most High is gonna judge you, man. You see? It's coming, man. Hey, can you give me Jeremiah 6 and start at verse 10?
Jeremiah 6 and 10.
It's going right what you brought out.
To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
That's right. So here we are bringing out vital information for your life, telling you what the mark of the beast is. You know what I'm saying? What we're supposed to be doing in the latter times, which is getting yourself right, be toiling to be in unity with one another, trying to be, a good examples to our people. And what do our people want to hear? Lies and fantasy. Jake want to talk about Narubia, however you say it. Nibiru. Jake rather talk about that than martial law.
Right.
You see? So guess what the Most High got?
Micah 2, all right, and 11. If a man walking in the spirit of falsehood do lie, saying, I will prophesy unto thee of wine and of strong drink, he shall even be the prophet of this people.
That's right. So my people, somebody came along and said, you know what, I'm going to teach you complete BS.
Right.
Our people will listen to that. And guess what? You know, the prime example of that is polite. If you listen, read the book of Malachi Z. York, it's an amalgamation of different religions. You see? And really that goes back into what? That you're your own God. You see? And that's why you keep on going. That's why you see polite going to these various sites. You see? Religious sites. Islam. He speak about the Israelites in a good manner if it's advantageous for them.
Right.
You see? But that's what our people want to follow. Reptile gods.
Right, you're your own God.
You see? That's why Malachi Z. was popular in wars because it was witchcraft. You know? Because if you're your own God, there is no such thing as right or wrong. You create your own right or wrong.
That's right.
You see? That's why polite doesn't mind going to these different religious sites, shooting up the Bible, then speaking good about the Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why is that?
Christmas.
They celebrate Christmas. With them tacky hats on.
Yeah.
They got third place in the
That
ball.
mic,
Yeah. You got that ball swag. You know? That's what, but I say all that to say this is what our people want to follow. You see? And for that our people being stiff-necked and uncircumcised of the ears, refusing to listen, but rather be filthy, they're going to be destroyed by Yahweh by Shah.
Yes.
Hey, can we go back to that Jeremiah 6 and 10?
Jeremiah, want me to read it again?
No, just go to 11.
11. Jeremiah 6 and 11. Therefore I am full of the fury of the Lord. I am weary and wholly in. I will pour it out upon the children abroad and upon the assembly of young men together. For even the husband with the wife shall be taken, the age with him that is full of days.
So the Most High is about to bar none. You know, that's Texas. I don't know if brothers, other people use that. That's a term, you know, in Texas that means
Bar
that.
none.
Basically that you're not gonna withhold your fury from anyone. Or in layman terms, hey bro, nigga, I bar none. That's what the Most High is gonna say to our people.
Beast mode.
So a lot about and within that fury, a lot of these women are gonna be destroyed.
Oh yeah.
And we just read right there that not only the husband gonna get taken, but the wife and the old too.
They say maids, little children, the old, the young, slay utterly, old and young. Ain't gonna be no discrimination. You know what I'm saying? If you wicked in any kind of way and you don't have that hedge of protection that's over the elect, if you ain't got that tawah, I say if you got that Quran mark that are that tawah, hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a differentiation between the two for a reason, you know?
That's right. Go back to the script.
All right. Read it again.
No, go to the next verse.
Verse 12, Jeremiah 6 and 12. And their houses shall be turned unto others with their fields and wives together.
That's right. So there's gonna be this total destruction.
Man,
Man.
taking your wives.
People gonna be taking your wives, things of that nature, man. You know, it's gonna go old school.
Yeah.
Wives gonna be ravaged.
Right.
You see, there's gonna be anarchy out here. Why is that? Because the economy is shut down.
No keyboard.
No keyboard there. There's only gonna be what you know.
Yeah, who you are.
Yep. That's how you gonna that belt buckle stuff. Woo!
Belt buckle stew.
hey, brothers. Hey, you better believe it's gonna, this is gonna happen to us too. Hey, we're gonna be right here too. Now we hope, we hope that the Most High protects us, but we gonna get touched, man.
We're gonna get tested.
We're gonna get tested, brothers. You know what I'm saying? Pray for a strong mind.
Yeah.
Zak La. You know? Right. Pray for it often. You're gonna need a strong mind to endure. You need a strong mind to stay in the spirit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But hey, we're in a better situation than these people out here.
Oh yeah.
How lie you how about you shot? You see what I'm saying? But these people, forget about it. Go ahead,
All right. And for I will stretch out my hand upon the inhabitants of the land, saith the Lord, from the least even of them unto the greatest, unto everyone is given to covetousness.
That's right. So all our people are giving it to basically wanting what somebody else had. Hate. That's what you see our people rolling his eyes at me. Hateful ass nigga, man. That's what our people are. Yeah, John Turkey rolled his eyes at me.
He said, ugh.
You know? But that's the same boy. He came out here and he was agreeing with the white boy. The white man. Hey, so a guy like that, forget about it. He's gonna get destroyed, man. He had time to repent. That's right. He had time to get into the camp.
Yep.
If he on his butt, if he was in good standing, boy, hey, we're getting together. Guess what, man? We ain't supposed to help him, nigga, man.
Right.
Being loyal to a nigga, man, has done nothing but cause problems, man. Trying to be a good guy to these niggas out here.
Niggas lead to warrants.
How many people that you know that was in the camp you was like, damn, I gave that John Turkey a ride. He had a dang on fool while he was here. I could have gave a ride to a brother that's trying. Most I saw that, man. Most I see that, man. You ain't gonna get all you guys out there that was scoffing and things of that nature. You're not gonna get away with that, man.
Right.
Most I's gonna judge you, man.
Especially the ones
The spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, bro. Go ahead.
Sirach 12 and 7. Give unto the good and help not the sinner.
That's right. Hey, you supposed to give to the good and help not the sinner, man. Hey, what's that? Sirach what? 12?
7.
12 and 7. Hey, when you read up on that verse, it says, when you give, know who to give to.
Right.
Hey, you can't be friendly to everybody, Akim. And believe in them times where people gonna get to coming in because they looking for help. you know what I'm saying, carnally speaking. You know?
So it's about.
No, we ain't got it.
Get your own oil, cuz.
Yep.
Get your ass up out of here.
That's right, man.
See how that Ruby work out.
Yeah, that's right. Because when you had time to get this understanding, guess what? You slapped our hands, man. You too busy trying to prove a point to get your link back because somebody said something that you didn't like on the video. So you want to ruin our lives. Once I see that, man, the more judgment's about to happen. Man.
Oh, yes. The house of the Lord.
Yes, sir. You better believe it. Go ahead, Doc.
Proverbs 21:20. There is treasure to be desired in oil in the dwelling of the wise, but a foolish man spendeth it up.
That's right. So if you heard this word, you went back to the world, you spend up your oil, man.
True.
On whatever hidden agenda that you had. You want to be, ultimately it goes back to your ego. You trying to be that man. Your perspective got to be right. That's right.
It's a lot of dark times about to come, man. In order to be able to see, man, you gotta have that light, man. You gotta have that light dwelling in you, man. But if you shun the men of the Lord, man, you shun the prophets, you shun Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, hey man, he gonna shun you in that day, man. He gonna cast you out to the wolves, man. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine, man. Hey, the scripture says that the issues of death belong to the Lord, man.
That's right.
See what I'm saying? So just imagine you try to off yourself. You shoot yourself in the head, you just laying there, you ain't dead, and then a pack of 500 grown men come running up on you and start mauling at you, man. That's right. You gotta think about this kind of stuff, man, because, hey, man, this stuff's gonna happen, man.
That's right.
You see?
That's right. A lot of you people out there gonna see yourself waste away, man. There's some things out there that's worse than death. A lot of you people don't deserve death yet, man. Most High is saving you for a special death. You see? Hey, Kala Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? Hey, 2018 has revealed to this camp how much people can be demons, man. Complete demons, man. Most High see you, man. Most High, you're not gonna get away with that, man. You're not gonna get away with that, bro. You know?
That's Revelation chapter 9 and 6. And in those days shall man seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them.
Hey, guess what? You're gonna want to die, but guess what? The Most High gonna have it to where you can't die.
Right.
You got people out there that are paralegic, they can't kill themselves.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
No free will. All you got, you might be in situations where you got somebody depending on you, so you can't off yourself. That comes free will. Yeah. So you gonna want to die and can't?
True.
Come on, man. I was like, you can't stop yourself from dying, but if you want to die, you can't make yourself die.
And that time from that point until you actually die could feel like 30 years. But it can be 4 days, 8 days. The Lord is you ain't gonna just get away like that, man. You people are gonna be tortured, man.
Yeah. You got that one boxer, Cormier.
Cormier?
Yeah. Cormier, he woke up out of coma, but he's literally considered brain dead, man. You know?
Who's that?
He was a boxer. He's a boxer. He got in a fight. He got Adonis. You know, you got Adonis is another good example, man.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
he woke up out of coma, went back into the coma, woke up, but he's brain dead, man. He's gone. You know? And there's more tortures of that because Jake doesn't fear the power of the Heavenly Father, man. Jake doesn't fear any of that stuff, man. You know? And it's going to be beautiful when all the judgments are coming to pass swiftly in masses. Not where it's an example of one person or two people, but it's happening to hundreds of thousands of people, man.
Well, that's what that scripture is describing. That was Revelation 9. It's talking about the Battle of Verdun, World War I, when you have the trench warfare going on in between the German and the French borders. They digging out all these trenches, man. And it was pestilence and sickness down in those trenches as that fight escalated. The apostles and elders like to go in on that scripture describing World War I, man, and the trench warfare that was going down. So that's a live example. That's a real life example of some of the things that's happened in history, and some of the things
that's coming to the planet Earth, man.
Right. Because carnally, y'all try to do things against the men of the Lord. You think you bring a turmoil on the men of the Lord, but you don't realize the turmoil that the Heavenly Father has on you, man. That's gonna come to you. That's a million times worse than anything you can do to us, man.
That's right. Most I gonna do that spiritual jigsaw.
It's coming, man. Hey, man, call Allah your house. Hey, man, you know, hey, the Most High test you, man. He'll put you through a lot, man. Serve him, man. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know, in the jail, man. Thrown in the jail. Smitten. Put in mire, which is like filth and dirt. Some people say it's dumb. All for telling the truth. You know, that's part of it. Yeah.
Wallowing in the mire.
That's what they did to our forefathers, man. And, you know, with that understanding, we march forward. You know, but the Most High try you. You know, you stay faithful though. You know, he'll take care of you. But you guys, hey man, judgment is coming, man. Because you had the understanding, knowledge. You fell out and you began to scoff. You know what I'm saying? And on top of scoffing, you became malicious. You try to destroy people's lives, man. So when these plants and stuff get falling apart, you're gonna see how much, you know, of a tough guy you are when you don't come through.
Right. We seen that at the time of Tobit. They did that to Tobit, man. Tobit was trying to be righteous and upright, and who came against Tobit, man? Israelites, man. Israelites came against him, man. Because he was trying to do the right thing in that captivity, man. And then we saw that same thing in the time of the Greek Empire, man. Because what charge do you have against the elect, man? What do we do to you?
Yeah.
Except come out here and preach righteousness, man. Right. Even if we refute you, it was in righteousness.
Yeah.
Hey, don't do that. Do this, man. This is off. Do this.
We need to take it there. We need to take it to trying to ruin your lives, man. You see what I'm saying? All we're doing is stand up for what we believe in, man. Now, if you don't agree, then, you know, you don't agree. But you don't get to the point to, you know, you want to destroy it, brother. And then say we being hateful when we try to get help. Hey, guess what, man? The Most High seen that, man. The Most High seen that, man. You're going to be judged by your house by some. Oh, yeah. Man. That shit was wicked as hell, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, I got precept.
Hosea 4, I'm gonna start at verse 5. Yet let no man strive, nor reprove another. For this people are as they that strive with the priest. Therefore shalt thou fall in the day, and the prophet also shall fall with thee in the night, and I'm going to destroy your mother.
That's right. He threw your mother in there too, man. You see? So the Most High, it's like, you know how Jake, when he's serious, he like to talk about people's mama. Hey. Guess what? He threw your mother in there, man.
Black Hebrew Israelites.
No, we're not black Hebrew Israelites, bro.
Yeah.
We don't. There's a problem with us being black. Why'd you call it Edomites? What made you say we were black?
What made you say you was black?
Yeah.
Well, because you got the 12 tribes of Israel, right?
What does that do with black? Does it say black on the sign? It says black only? Does it say black on the sign? Is this black people only on there?
There's no such thing.
But you know who says that they come from the Israelites?
There's no such thing.
Hold on, guys. What did you say?
The Jews is the one who say that they're Israelites.
Do you believe that?
No, they don't.
That the Jews are Israelites?
Yeah.
Well, no, I
they
don't.
don't.
So who are the Israelites?
I think the Israelites are aliens.
The Israelites are aliens?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know how gold comes from outer space?
So they would never
Gold
own
is found. Gold is found in the earth.
Correct, but you know where it
It's-
came from, right?
How do you know?
That's what they
How do you know that gold came from outer space?
Gold came from
say that
gold came from the Most High.
Most High, right.
Do you believe in God?
I believe in many gods. I believe that there are 330 million gods.
Wow.
There's 330 million gods? Okay.
Yeah, we should listen to you.
Okay, cool.
You should.
Yeah, you seem like you have
You should. You know why?
You're smart
you know
dude.
what? Yeah, I am a smart dude. And
No, you're not. Actually,
you know who was killed?
That's called me being facetious.
Wait a minute, brother. Who was killed?
Yeah, you know the definition of
Wait a minute.
facetious.
Who was killed there on Elm Street? In the 1960s.
There's a lot of people killed
In
on Elm Street.
1964. Yeah.
Who was hung here?
Yeah, that's
right
right.
here.
There was somebody hung right here on this corner.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
There's lots of.
Yeah, by a particular group of people.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, grab the sign. You know, we can play these games all we want to. You know, that was cute. You know, but the fact of the matter is this: judgment is about to be rained out, man. All this playing and things of that nature, it's about to go out the door, man.
That's right.
This guy saying America's gonna be made great again. According to the scriptures, it's not.
Right.
Right now, America is in a trade war with China and actually with other countries. If you want to get technical. Now you been following what's been going on geopolitically speaking?
Of course.
What's been going on, bro?
Well,
How you feel about Gazprom in Russia and China leaking
That's
together?
run by the mafia.
It's run by the mafia?
Russia is a mafia state.
Russia is a mafia state?
Yes.
Oh, and
So
America isn't?
Mm.
That littlest. Come on, man. Hey, the way of you Europeans, which are Edomites, you're being destroyed, man. Hey, he's talking about making America great again. Hey, the reason why he's lamenting is because of his ways. Laissez-faire, you know what I'm saying? Basically, do thy will. You know, economy speaking, man. His people sold him out. Yep. All the great to make America great again, you have to bring manufacturing jobs back here in the U.S. And due to globalization and outsourcing, guess what happened? His people, which are Edomites, took all the jobs and sent them where? Overseas. So here he is lamenting and playing games with a bunch of niggers. Look at him. Hey, he's being brought low. Hey, the so-called white man is being brought low, man. Hey, call law your man. Hey, this guy has nothing but games.
My people is
He
Persian.
has nothing but games. Edomites.
My people is Persian.
Yeah, you
Still Edomite. You know Edomites could be in that region?
But am I not? But this is the thing, right? In my life, black folks don't see me as black.
Hey, get
but
the
white
scriptures.
folks,
Get the
white folks
scripture
don't see me as
Jeremiah
white.
49
White folks don't
and
see me as
11.
white either.
Grab it, bro.
Jeremiah.
Hold on. Let the scripture speak.
Jeremiah chapter 49, I'm going to start at verse 10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide
So
himself.
we're over playing semantics. We're over here trying to prove little minuscule points. The point of the matter is this: that judgment's being rained out. Now we can sit here and we can play games all we want to. But the fact of the matter is this: according to prophecy, which you see prophecy being issued out in contemporary news, right? America is being brought low.
That's right.
Okay?
Right.
That's the underlying thing.
Right.
The prophets that have been before me have prophesied against great countries of war, of evil, and of pestilence. Allude to Jeremiah 28:8. All this game playing and tit for tat stuff and childishness is going to be at the door.
Right.
Okay? And how do we know that? Because the understanding of this man, who we know are Edomites, is being brought bare.
Right.
This guy's childish, man.
Right.
Generally speaking.
Hey, can we get that scripture? Woe to him that buildeth the town of blood.
Nehum.
Right.
The Persians is not
Can we
Edomite.
read that?
The
Keep on
Persians
reading.
is not
Continue
Edomite.
in verse 10. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. I mean, you're not going to be no more. Verse 11. Leave thy fatherless children, I will preserve them alive, and let thy widows trust in me. Verse 12.
That's right. So you're going to be totally taken over, man.
We freed
And
the
you see that-
Israelites.
you see that-
The
you see that
Persians
going
freed
on.
the Israelites.
He was still in
Who are the
captivity.
Hold on, wait. Who are the Israelites?
Who are the Israelites? We
Who are the
freed
Israelites?
them.
Who are they?
King
Who are
Cyrus.
the Israelites?
They're the original people.
He didn't
Who are the original
Where are they
people?
today?
Where are they? You said the aliens. Where
Right here. Y'all are
Where?
Israelites?
Oh, we're the Israelites now.
Yes.
So we're aliens or we're Israelites?
No, you're Israelites.
Okay, thank you. Hey, let's keep on reading, man.
Verse 12. For thus saith Yahweh, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken, and art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished?
That's right. So are your people gonna go unpunished?
Right, that cup is talking about bringing it down. It's talking about slavery, man. Because the Israelites weren't supposed to go into slavery, according to the promises given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But because we went off, we had to go into slavery. Now, when you read in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, it talks about us going into all those different captivities, man. But then it goes into the downfall of Edom, man, in Babylon the Great. And that's how you equate Esau with Babylon the Great, which Babylon the Great is America, man. See, Esau wants, just like the brother was saying, he wants you to go into semantical BS that don't matter. There's no such thing as black and white, and then their agenda doesn't hold weight to the truth that America's done, man.
Right.
The people that in this country and the idols that they worship are crumbling, man.
That's right.
And the people that you call decrepit, low, niggers, spics, coons, they're waking up to the fact of who they are. Yes, we are the children of the Most High.
That's right.
Who are the true Israelites, man. And the people over there in Israel don't call themselves Israelites.
Right.
They don't.
They call themselves
That was one
refugees.
lie he came up with when he first got here, man.
Right. Right.
So we're exposing the lies of our enemies.
Right.
And who are our enemies? The unrighteous,
Right. Yep.
right?
They call Jerusalem a capital. Jerusalem hasn't been a capital since after Solomon's kingdom spread.
That's right.
So the next capital and government that's going to be set up of the true Israelites is going to be under the Messiah.
Right.
So they're over there saying that Jerusalem is the capital, and Donald Trump supports that, which is a complete lie. That if that's the capital being set up, then everything should be perfect. The Messiah should be sitting on the throne. There should be no wickedness in the planet Earth. The standards should be the law, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Okay, they wouldn't be circumcising babies with their mouths.
Right.
So this whole system is set up on complete lies, man.
Everybody had to go to Jerusalem.
The system is set up on confusion. It's set up to keep the people's mind confused on propaganda and BS, man.
Right, R. Kelly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right now, yeah, they talking about R. Kelly, but there's a government shutdown going on right
But there's
now.
a government full of pedophiles too.
Right.
Yeah. Right. They want to focus on R. Kelly's pedophilia, but there's a whole pedophilia ring ran by the elites.
That's
For hundreds of years, man.
That's right.
Centuries. Look at the Catholic Church.
Man.
The Catholic Church been existing for centuries, man. You think now they just started raping children, man? Not only the priests are doing it,
No.
Right.
but you have nuns out there raping children, man.
Right. And they talk about R. Kelly dealing with 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, but these priests are raping 3-year-olds, man.
The same, and they're the same
And they
sex.
getting caught.
It's the same sex.
They're getting caught doing it, man.
Yeah. People coming out on them. Yeah.
Yeah, nobody has anything
And
to
they
say.
just send them to different countries around the world to do the same things, man.
That's right.
But we're racist.
But that's just facts, man.
And we cannot shy away from the fact that these men are 90-something%, when you look at pedophilia, are 90-something% white men.
Right.
I mean, we can't ignore that. We can look at the thugs and the gangsters and put a label on that. Niggas are thugs and they're okay. But then when you look at the so-called white man, what is he? He's shooting people up. The terrorist acts in 2018. Who was at the forefront? Who led the league at just shooting up?
It was white men.
So-called white
So
men.
it's
All white men.
337 mass shootings.
Right. There were so
This
many
year,
people
last
killed.
year, bro.
There were so many white people, so many people killed by white terrorists last year. It was more than the people that died in 9/11.
Bro, let's bring the scriptures up. Go ahead.
This is Zechariah 14:9. It says, and the Lord shall be king over all the earth, and that day shall there be one Lord, and his name one. He said it was 300 million.
Right. And you know, and we know he don't know nothing, man. Yeah, he talking all that madness, man. Look, man, all that stuff don't matter. The truth is gonna reign, man. So we're not here to debunk the madness that Esau, because we already know that Esau's through, man. Okay, yeah, fine. This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 12.
Because he has that hat on.
It says, woe to him that buildeth a town with blood.
Right, and they just got through celebrating Christopher Columbus Day. So the scripture said, woe unto him that buildeth Thanksgiving. Woe unto him that buildeth a town with blood.
And establish a city by iniquity.
Establish a city by iniquity. So if you saying make America great again, you talking about mass murder of billions of people, man.
That's right.
So what do you mean by when you say make America great again? What is your idea?
Okay, I'll answer that. But first, before I answer that, if we said make Israel great again, it would also be the mass murder of millions of people.
In righteousness. In righteousness. Because King David, he established the throne in righteousness. That was set up in righteousness, man, so that righteousness can flourish in the earth.
And King David was the son of King Solomon.
No, he was King Solomon's father.
Yeah, I'm sorry, he was the father of King Solomon. That's what I meant, yeah.
Right. And the Persians didn't free the Israelites.
Yes, the
They
Persians freed the
did,
Israelites.
however, give a decree that we can rebuild our temple because
Yes.
it made sense business-wise for their
No,
kingdom.
no, it's because they were noble kings.
Well,
Because my people was noble.
they were
Yeah.
noble kings, but at the
Yes.
end of the day, they gave us permission, okay, to
Correct.
ultimately, but we were still subject to them.
Right. Yeah, we was
We were a vassal state.
Yeah,
Just
right.
like the Roman Empire has vassal states, America has vassal states. We were set up as a vassal state,
Yes.
meaning we are functioning.
Okay, I got a question.
But there's a bigger,
Right.
all right.
Okay,
who-
then-
who was
then-
promised
then I
to-
have a question for
Who
you
was
then.
promised to rule over the fatness of the earth and have
meek?
glory over the earth?
The meek shall inherit the earth? Is
No,
that
no,
what-
no.
The Israelites.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, but
Thank
I
you
have
very
a
much.
question for you though.
What's up?
In Freemasonry, there are rituals and myths that go exactly into the rebuilding of the Second Temple.
Right, the
And
Second
also
Temple,
the-
right,
yes,
right.
And also the destruction
They
of the
work.
first
They
temple.
go into Hiram.
Yes,
Right,
exactly.
right,
Hiram Abith,
Right.
Hiram of Tyre,
Right,
and
right.
King Solomon,
Right.
who is David's son.
Right. Now
Yeah.
the Masons, they're just like we were talking about polite. They take stuff from everywhere, but when you get higher up, you find out really that they worship Satan, man. So of course you can find little things within Masonry that'll go into the scriptures because people know that the scriptures are the top knowledge. So there's particular people who don't believe in the Bible, but they say
Right.
the wisdom of that book, hey, it's above all wisdom. But I don't believe in Jesus and God.
Christianity is perfect.
There you go. Right.
Yeah, they believe in all of the jargon of Christianity, but they don't believe in what the scripture
Are you talking about the Freemasons?
No.
Well, they're not. The reason why they mention Hiram because Hiram, he was a master mason.
Mason.
Yes,
That's it.
correct.
He was a
Correct.
master mason. He was a
Correct.
master builder.
Yes, he was a master builder.
He just built. He was a master builder that built the temple.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right. And see, the left hand think they go build a carnal temple, but we're building a spiritual temple, man.
That's right.
All right.
You see, I am the master builder, just like Hiram Abith.
Okay.
I am like he.
Well, go give me some damn acacia wood. You got a scripture? some shittum wood.
Yeah.
So I can
Right,
build.
that's right.
So I can build a village. Go ahead.
Obadiah 10. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Right.
And thou shalt be cut off forever.
Right. The day of the Lord is near upon all evil. Get that? Because even the Persians had a hand in our downfall, man. Now I will say this: the Iranians, the Persians do speak up for Jake sometimes, man. Like I'm gonna do the job.
Yep.
He cursed America out. He said you enslaved the blacks. He was cursing them out one day, man. So they do curse out Esau for some of the stuff he did it to us.
Yes.
And in the kingdom of heaven, ultimately, once you guys serve your punishment, we're gonna send you to your particular
it's
areas.
still a white supremacist country here, and that's awful.
Right.
And-
So why
and
do you
that-
want to make
because-
America great again?
Because when it first started, before there was even black people here, it wasn't like that.
When we're not black. Whoa. When Columbus came to the islands, there was so-called black people here. Those Native Americans, when you read those, they were described as so-called black people, man.
Okay, yeah, because
They were already here.
Are you saying
What about the Olmec heads? Those were Hamites, so-called dark people who were already over here. The Olmec heads.
Those are natives. Not natives.
Those
They're
were
not Native
Hamites.
Americans.
Those were Hamites.
Not the Olmec.
The Olmecs were
No,
Hamites.
I'm not-
because
sorry, the
because
Olmec is
Solomon
different.
sent
I was
a
just
navy
about to
over
say-
here.
Right.
All right. Every what? Get that. Was it
Every
Second Kings? Yeah, he sent the navy over here every so often to get them because America used to be paradise, man.
Right, yeah.
It used to be gold. It used to walk around gold in the ground.
Mexico also.
Right. But why is it like it is now? If you want to make America great again, you need to rewind and erase the white man. Yep.
right.
When he came on them ships, get a big ass eraser
Yeah.
and get his ass out of there. Then America will be great again.
Yeah, paradise. Yeah, you used to be able to live
I wrote a
off the
skit like
land.
that. I wrote that skit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally, when
Well,
he
what
came,
about-
you just erase him.
Yeah, go up
Everybody be happy.
to a tank of water and just drink it.
Right.
You ain't gonna do that, man, because it's polluted.
What about
The
just
land
getting
is
rid of the
polluted,
white
man.
supremacists?
Okay.
Just getting rid of them.
And then what? What happens next?
And then you teach the people religion.
No, why would you teach them religion?
Because then you purify the
Religion destroys
population
people.
of the virus.
No, we're
It
gonna
is-
teach the people the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible.
Okay.
Okay, that's the standard. See, homosexuals won't just be able to roam free in the earth.
Right,
Children
right,
won't be
right.
transsexuals and
Right,
on
right.
TV. That's the type. That's what
I
we're talking
agree
about.
That's abominable.
All of it's wicked.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
wicked.
But,
You know?
but you're not going to get anywhere unless you get rid of the white supremacists. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
The scriptures say that. The scriptures say that the Edomites got to be taken down.
Right. Scriptures say a whole nation of people have to die. You disagree with that?
America is a white supremacist construct. See, white supremacy is an idea before it's a human. See, and it comes from a seed. It comes from a people. It's a spirit. White supremacy is a spirit. You know, just like when the serpent came into the garden and beguiled Eve, man. It was a spirit of knowledge and philosophy of disobedience.
Right.
You know, so when we talk about so-called white supremacy, self-proclaimed white supremacy, we're talking about the eradication of an idea.
Right.
America was formed and birthed out of the idea of white supremacy. Brother Mike Allen likes to go into Calvinism and the ideologies that supported Calvinistic, theory that the Protestants used to come over here and justify the slaughtering of the natives. So we're talking about whole constructs of thinking, philosophies, Darwinism that came out of so-called white supremacy. All these things have to be eradicated. And it's going to take the Most High sending his indignation. That's why the Bible talks about indignation, righteous anger. There's going to be fierce righteous anger that washes over not only just the America, what we understand as America, but the world itself, man. It's just that you self-proclaimed white people, you're not white. That bloodline that proclaimed that goes back to the Hebrew Edomites. The Hebrew Edomite seed has prophesied judgment against it in the scripture. When you understand what the scripture is saying. Okay?
I got a precept.
See, what's happened is that all these fake generalities of peoples and ideas has gotten everybody confused. What is white? What is black? That's nothing but that's another construct that came out of white supremacy. The whole creation of white and black. What is that? It's a fabrication. Doesn't exist.
Sirach 37:3. O wicked imagination, whence camest thou in to cover the earth with deceit?
Boom. That wicked imagination comes from the spiritual demon Satan. That left-hand power, man. And that left-hand power has been given authority over this world. Why? Because sin rules this world. And that was after Adam's transgression. So Satan has taken this place, man. And the seed, and his seed, the scripture says in Genesis, the 3rd chapter, that the seed of the serpent will have enmity with the seed of the woman.
That's right.
Meaning they're going to have people on the planet, man. We're telling you that seed is the Edomites. That's why the Bible prescribes such devastating judgment towards the Hebrew Edomite nation. The scripture said that how Esau would rule with the sword, with the sea, ruining borderlines, killing the land. Who's doing that? And it's overwhelming. The whole make America great again ideology is rooted in so-called white supremacy. When Trump says we need to make America great again, he's alluding to old America, old white supremacist, so-called white supremacist America. That's what he wants back.
But
That's why
Obama just reinforced all the same.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. But he had to do it under the idea of globalism or unity. What's happening with Trump is a overt ideology that white is right and that needs to be reestablished on the planet Earth for things to be corrected. They use the whole idea of globalism versus nationalism is nothing but the central banks using that argument to produce their new world order. We understand that. Okay, we understand that. But that ain't nothing but a Game of Thrones, man. The whole Game of Thrones is still underneath so-called white supremacy.
Okay, in general.
Right.
This is Genesis 27:39. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by the sword shall thy live.
Now Isaac was the father of Jacob and Esau. When you read the scripture, you read the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, so
That's right.
you know the story.
Yes, Isaac, Jacob, and Esau.
Right. So the blessing had went out to Jacob, and then Esau cried out for a blessing for himself.
Okay.
He had given up his birthright
Right.
to Jacob. Esau did. And so now Esau was crying out for his birthright. So Isaac, feeling sorrowful for his favorite son at that time, which was Esau, said, okay, you're going to have dominion in a period of time, and your portion, you're going to have dominion also. Okay. So go ahead.
It says, And by thy sword shall thy live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass.
By your sword you're gonna live, but you're gonna serve your brother, but it shall come to pass. Go ahead.
When thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
Now the height of him breaking that off that dominion in these modern times is the Renaissance period, after the so-called Dark Ages. You have the Dark Ages period when you had Negroes ruling all throughout Europe. You know, all up in Spain, you had the Moorish Inquisition. You had all the things that was going on where all these monarchies, these dark-skinned monarchies, was ruling up in England, even in portions of Russia, all throughout Scotland. That's where he gets his name from.
Right.
You know, Ireland, where everybody knows about the Black Irish. But then, you know, you had this rebirth or Renaissance, and this is when the beast system, that ancient Roman system, was able to rise back up again.
Right. That's twofold, because ultimately it's talking about when David had dominion over the Edomites. All right, the Moabites, you know, all of the different nations around about, but eventually Esau uprooted. All right, but the modern, like you said, the modern way of that is the dark, after the Dark Ages.
And the way Esau uprooted it was by working with Babylon. You know, and so all these things was happening, but that culmination of that ultimate rulership, we're watching it now, man.
Yep.
You know,
That's right.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, The days of mourning for my father are at hand.
Right.
Then I will slay my brother Jacob.
And a lot of people try to figure out why there's so much enmity between so-called Negroes and so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans and so-called white race. It all stems from this story. You see, we have the truth, man. The whole world is trying to tiptoe around it, and so-called white people trying to hide it now. No, this is it. This is the bottom line. Now, you were saying, you say you believe you're a Persian, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not, what your father is a Persian?
Yes, and my brother.
Okay. Okay.
what
Now,
part I read? It's still back on?
My experience in America is that the white man treats me like a Negro, and the Negro treats me like a white man. So I have no.
You just off.
Yes.
Well, why do you want to make it great again?
Well, that has to do with tearing down. Say again. That has to do with tearing down the globalistic.
Yeah. If you think Trump is going to do that, you're confused.
That's a good point.
You know, you're very confused. Trump understands very, very well the globalistic mindset that's being prepared. He understands that there's a global reset happening, and he's trying to fit in.
Do you think so?
Absolutely. Absolutely. He ain't fools. He's been working within these networks for decades, man. Being destined. You know, you got to realize he's been sitting at these people's tables for decades, man. He's fitting right in where he's supposed to fit in, man. Yeah. Right now, what's happening is a global grab for natural resources.
That's right.
Everybody's trying to get their piece of the pie of the flip that's about to happen. And Trump is trying to secure his family legacy and himself and the people he cares about for this flip that's about to happen. That's why he's making backdoor deals with China. That's why he's making backdoor deals with Russia. That's why whenever the whole issue with the Iranian nuclear deal went down, he allowed the European nations to go ahead and trade with Iran. He wasn't trying to disturb that problem.
But we have sanctions.
Yeah, but those sanctions are not the sanctions come out of the SWIFT system. The SWIFT system executes all dollar transactions for all these nations.
Correct.
So when the U.S. puts a sanction on Iran,
that is supposed to eliminate transactions that Iran has, even with European nations.
Correct. Yeah,
But
they can't do that.
yeah, but what happened was that Europe put pressure on Trump to allow the circumvention.
Yeah.
See, that kept oil in the markets, which suppressed the price of oil. Now this is where you get a serious Game of Thrones, because you got the U.S. right now is the #1 producer of oil. They've gone past Saudi Arabia. They've passed Saudi Arabia and OPEC, and they've passed Russia. A lot of people don't know that. Why? Because the Trump is trying to make sure that the U.S. has positions in the oil market whenever the flip happens.
Right. That's right.
Okay? So there's a global network happening, man. There's a global Game of Thrones that the central banks is playing, and they're using ideologies to make it seem like it's this side versus that side, and scary China, and when all actuality, diplomatically it seems like there's tensions, but economically they walking hand in hand. Why? Because the central banks is really playing chess with everybody, man. With the whole Brexit issue, the whole Trump make America great again issue, the whole yellow vest issue that's going on with France, and now all these other European nations, it's all this nationalistic ideologies coming up against the globalist system. So if this economy crashes underneath all these people saying we want to be individuals, then the globalists have reason to say, you see where this ideology leads to? It leads to global depression. We need to do something new. Let's usher in this new world economy to solve the problem.
And I think the
problem has a
globalists
solution.
I think the globalists.
No, they're just getting started.
Daniel chapter 2. I'm gonna start at.
It's all about natural resources and control, man. When you control all the gold, when you control all the oil movements, when you control, the systems of how your life functions, that's power, man. That power hasn't been relinquished. Okay? And the globalists don't mind a war.
Right. They create all the
They don't mind, they don't care if a few million people die. They don't care. The game ain't changed. People thought that the French really thought that they was in control when they was fighting England. Lo and behold, who was controlling the war from the English and the French side? Right. Globally. But the people thought that they was fighting for some type of nationalistic ideologies at that time. We need to reestablish the franc. We need to establish the pound. That's the same thing. No, I'm talking about before World War I. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 2. I'm gonna start at verse 40. In the fourth.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 2 verse 40. And the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. For as much as iron breaketh in pieces and subdueth all things, and as iron that breaketh all these, shall it break in pieces and bruise.
That's that Roman Empire. That Roman Empire was strong as iron, man, and it broke in pieces all the nations round about. Now, from that Roman Empire, you had the 10 common markets coming out that came out after that, which later that we know is England, France, Spain, Germany, all these areas. Now we understand that the whole EU conglomerate, right? Go ahead.
And whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, but there shall be in it of the strength of the iron, for as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay.
So now you have the iron mixed with miry clay. What is the scripture talking about? That iron mixed with miry clay is talking about the military might, the force that this empire would have, but that miry clay is the divisions amongst the people, through so-called democracy, through what this brother here is talking about, the global elite setting up these different, trilateral commission and all these other things that create all these problems. Yeah, those Khazars. Okay, so that's that iron mixed with miry clay. Go ahead.
All right, it says.
And the Jews and the so-called Jews, those Khazars, those Edomites, that's nothing but another family out of the Edomite family. Right. They're just the head tribe out of the Edomite family, man. Those so-called Jews are still a part of the whole Edomite construct, because
all you so-called Spaniards, all you so-called British, all you so-called French, all you so-called Americans, all of you guys are Edomites. Okay? You just allowed the Amalek family to rule as the head of your hegemon. That's what's happening. Was that me?
No, it was.
Okay, that's what's happened, man. You all so-called white men benefited from the witchcraft, the lies, and the deceit of the so-called Jews.
Right.
That's why the so-called Jews are receiving all this funny money.
No, but there's a difference,
You know?
because those cause are Jews. They say it comes from a mother. If you're
They're not legitimate Jews. They're fake. They're Edomites. They're not Jews. That's
how
why.
come they say that if your mother's
Because they wanted the blessing. They wanted to figure out a way to get the blessing. They've always been jealous of the blessing. It all goes back to the story of Jacob and Esau. They've always wanted those lands. They've always wanted our blessing. They've always wanted to be the chosen people. And they'll do anything to synthetically construct it.
Right.
That's why they're trying to build a digital mainframe to justify their rulership over the world. It's all synthetic. There's nothing natural with this man. There's nothing of the Most High. He wants to make it of himself so he can be as God and sit on the throne as the power.
Revelation 2 and 9.
Go ahead.
I know thy works and tribulation and
Listen to
poverty,
this.
but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not,
I know the blasphemy of them would say they're Jews and are not. Go
but
ahead.
are the synagogues of Satan.
They are the synagogue of Satan, and they set their synagogue up over in our land. And that's why the Most High has determined to absolutely eradicate that nation from existence over time, man.
3 and 9. It says, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee.
Yeah, man. So your Persians, don't fret. You can get your lick back against them also. The Persians gonna send hellacious fire on those so-called Jews, man. We can't wait because the Iranians have a pretty strong navy. The Most High is gonna put it into the minds of the Persians to crush. It's good. It's good.
Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
Yeah, man. That's why you have all this infighting. That's why it seems like Trump is fighting against these global elites. Oh man, it's a bunch of infighting. All of them a bunch of demons, man. Right. And I get it. The Persians have a long history of fighting with the so-called white man. Not even the Jews, man. The Greeks. Because meanwhile, while the Jews were underneath the Persian Empire, it was the Persian Greco Wars going on. We was actually helping. The so-called Jews was helping the Persians kick Greek ass. Even when leading up to the time of the Spartans or the Lacedaemonians. You got that? What you got?
Earlier you spoke about fake Jews not being the real Jews, right? You said Ezekiel 36 starting verse 5. Therefore thus is the Lord Yahweh, surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen and against all Idumea. Okay, against all Idumea, which have appointed my land in their possession with the joy of all their heart, with despiteful minds, to cast it out for a prey. Idumea is talking about Edom. Okay, Esau, the so-called white race. Okay. They took the joy, they took the land of Israel with the joy of their whole heart. Okay, call themselves Jewish.
Okay.
But Jew comes from the tribe of Judah, which is one tribe. It was really represented, when you read the Bible, the kingdom of Judah represented Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Okay.
Yeah.
But they took that and said, hey, we're here with the Jews. Now to read it again.
You mean Esau's people took that?
Yes. So we read it again. Ezekiel 36, verse 5. Therefore, to the Lord Yahweh.
Do they have the same mother? Jacob and Esau have the same mother?
Yes.
Surely in the fire of my...
Now you starting to get it now. I see the wheel spinning. There you go, champ.
Surely in the fire of my jealousy have I spoken against the residue of the heathen, non-Israelites is what it's talking about. And against all Idumean. It's highlighting the so-called white race as a whole, all Idumeans. Okay, whether they're fake Jews, whether all Idumean, right? Which have appointed my land, the land of Israel, into their possession. So the people in Israel today know they're not the real Jews, but it's prophecy that they were going to take the land with the joy of their all. When you take something with the joy of your whole heart, you pretend like it's yours.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know you, I'm sure you watched the documentaries of the so-called Jews. You know, they're Khazarians.
Yeah.
And how they.
I've heard that theory.
And, you know, it's a theory, but it's a big fact, because when you look into those lands of the Caucasus Mountain where they was being held at that time, and then you see them being transported over to Spain until the time that they got up into Germany, you can follow and trace these people, man. Right. You can trace these people from the Ottoman Empire during that time of their conversion, all the way over to Europe, and then how systematically they got all these benefits after the time that Charles II was dethroned, man. When the Parliament of England was established, conveniently, all these Jews that was transported into Germany started to get all these positions within the Bank of England, and then they transported all that money down into the Sephardic Jews that was over there in Spain. Then after some time, they came out with, trying to get them down back into the Holy Land. It was a huge conspiracy, man, that they worked through families, and that's why they needed to have the matrix to justify their lineage, because they was marrying in through the mothers, man. Yeah. They was violating the marriage contract, getting in there through the mother's line, and say, "Oh, I'm a Jew." Right. Mama. Trying to hold on to it. But that's never been the history of the Israelites. The history of the Israelites follows the father, not the mother. What do you think of miscegenation? What do you think of miscegenation? I don't. What do you mean? How the mom has been? That's not our custom. We can get that numbers.
Hey, real quick, you said how they took over basically the seat. So when you fix the scripture, it says, let's talk a little bit. And against all Idumean, which have appointed my land in their possession with the joy of all their heart, with the spiteful minds. You hear that? With the spiteful minds. They know they ain't the people of that land. Yeah. They know they ain't the Jews, but being despiteful, with the sorcery and witchcraft, they have convinced the majority of the world that they are. Over generations of lying and dumbing down and propaganda, right? It says to cast it out for a prey. Right, man. They're destroying that land.
Right, and it was a prophecy for that to happen too.
Right.
Because those Edomites over there, they ignore the prophecy, man.
Right.
They have to.
Hey,
real quick, they ignore the pedigree of the fathers.
Hey, real quick, when you deal with just a couple little hitters, when you deal with prophecy, it tells you that when the Israelites go back into the land, it's going to be 12 tribes, not one, not two, not three, but all 12 are going to be redeemed. It tells you 12,000 from each tribe, the 144,000
that's right.
That was chosen. I know that's number one that shows you that they fulfilling what we just read.
Correct.
Another one, when the real Israelites go into the land, all the weapons are going to be gathered up and burnt. They've been in the land since 1948. They still create weapons.
In Israel.
In Israel, right? Yeah. They still create weapons, still causing wars. Yeah. So that would X that off.
Right.
So it will only fit that they ain't the real Jews. So they're fulfilling, claiming to be.
And have you heard of the Neturei Karta? They're ultra conservative. We call them Kazakh that believe that Israel should not exist because it says in Scripture that the Israelites should be a wandering people.
Lost people.
Yeah. So these are ultra orthodox that are against the state of Israel. They're called Neturei Karta. What do you think? What do you think about that? How does that fit in?
We were wandering people until a covenant was made to Moses, leaving out of the land of Egypt. That covenant established with the Most High a place for the Israelites to be. The Hebrews and all the tribes that were considered Hebrew were nomadic people, or wandering people. But when that covenant was made, that legitimized through the Spirit that son of Shem was supposed to be in that land. Now you got to go all the way back to Genesis to get that. Okay. But before that, can we get that in numbers?
This is Numbers chapter 1 and 18.
it says, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after the families by the house of their fathers, according to the number.
Read that again. And they declared. Read it again.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the houses of their fathers.
They declared their pedigrees by the houses of their fathers. Keep reading.
According to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls.
Yeah, man. So all of the inheritance of the land was supposed to be given out by the father, not the mothers, man. Right? You know, because you have Israelites dealing with heathen women, but the seed is the nation from, man. Okay. But you could take a apple seed and put it in China. Right. Put it in apple seed. It's gonna be an apple that springs up. Now it might have different texture and taste a little bit, but the seed is still an apple, man. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Right, real quick, what proves that that's on Israel to this day, the so-called black man, right, puts his seed in the other nationality of a woman. The world calls that a black person still.
Correct.
So that's still on our people. Okay, they typically don't call it mix. They say that's black. That's why when they thought Obama, which the point is they call Obama the first black president. They didn't call him the first mixed president.
Right. He mixed them.
But
they didn't call him that.
The point is, ain't no such thing as mixed. That's what we're going into. Right. I'm just showing that vibration is still on our people today. Regardless of the mother, they call us a black man.
Correct. That's correct.
This is Numbers 24:7. Yep. And he shall pour the waters out of his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters.
And his seed shall be in many waters.
Right.
The waters represent the people. Right. They understand the scriptures, man. You know?
Yeah.
So the inheritance goes down to the line of the fathers, the men. Okay?
Got to preach that. Baruch 3.
No, you got it, bro.
Baruch 3:19. They are vanished and gone down to the grave, and others are come up in their stead.
Boom. We had others come up in our stead, man. All up in the land, all up in the video, all at a wall, shaking, looking crazy as hell, with all the Babylonian customs that they reproduce.
Up in the wall, man.
Read that again. Read that again real quick.
And they really have the world deceived, man. Sending them billions and billions of jets, bro, committing all types of atrocities. You know?
Yeah, that's true. You see this?
I want to read it again.
Baruch 3:19. They are vanished and gone down to the grave, and others are come up in their stead.
Now, real quick, he said they vanished and gone down to the grave. How did these people go down to the grave? They lost their identity. They lost their heritage. Okay? They got taken away by slave ships. And they got beaten. Okay, their nationality got beaten out of them. That's what it means, grace. When you read in Ezekiel, it talks about the valley of dry bones. It's talking about Israelites that didn't know who they were, man. So they were dead of who they were. They were physically walking around, but they were like the walking dead. Zombified in the spirit. Didn't know who their God was. Didn't know their heritage because they witnessed slavery and lost it. Real quick, read Jeremiah 17:4. Go ahead.
Okay, this is Deuteronomy 32:26. It says, I said I would scatter them into the corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
The remembrance. So they lost their remembrance of themselves. That's what he's reading right there.
Yeah.
That's the only way they were able to take the land and it be believable. Right. It's only believable because they made us believe something else. Like like we're Negroes, Black, Afro-American, Puerto Rican. They made us believe this through conquering us.
Then let me ask you a question. In West Africa,
there's
still some out there, but they also have folk religion. They have polytheism, right? Like I'm telling you,
when was the Israelites was always getting into polytheism. That's the reason for the downfall of our nation. Right. You know, that was the reason why people went down, man, because they was all into worshiping the gods of the nations round about. King Solomon worshiped all the different gods.
Right.
Like me, I worship lots of different gods.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you the heathen. We're not supposed to follow you. Right. That's why we gotta get in power and you supposed to follow us so you can be on the right.
Because
way.
it'll be for your better. You won't be walking around with that hat in the You'll be a fan, but you'll have multiple wives.
I would like to have multiple wives.
If you follow our system, if you follow the Israelite way, you gonna be good. And even us, look at following Esau's way. Everybody's decrepit. People sneaking around to be men. Hey, in the kingdom of heaven, men are going to be able to be men. Now, ultimately, Esau's going to be cut off, but if he's a true Persian, that means he of the nation that's going to eventually, they're going to be around. They're going to be subject to us, but you're going to be able to be a man. You heathen are going to appreciate this kingdom more than you appreciate this so-called white man's kingdom. You're going to appreciate the kingdom of heaven once it's set up. You're going to pay. You're going to get your backs whipped. But ultimately, once it's all set up and our way flourishes, man, you going to be like, damn, like we were doing that sit down.
You're gonna bend the knee.
Right. We were doing that sit down dealing with the marriage and how getting a wife and the concept of family. Right. I'm like, I'm blown away. If you follow this way, the ways that are prescribed in the scriptures, it's going to lead to life, man.
Right. Proverbs 29:2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
That's correct.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
I'm saying that's going to what the elder was saying. When you come into the law, statutes, and commandments, the way they're gonna be presented in the kingdom of heaven after all the destruction, you're gonna appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Just like we had to go through our slavery and go through our bitterness and all that, the other nations are gonna have to go through their bitterness. But at the end of the day, with these people under the Lord's rule, ruling the planet, the heathen are gonna benefit from it.
I agree with you. I agree with that. I agree.
Hey,
That's good.
Clean water,
Yeah.
fresh food,
Yep.
no chemtrails,
Yes.
no vaccines,
Yes.
none of that demonic left hand witchcraft shit.
And more women than men.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. Not just women, but women that listen.
Yes.
Okay, are completely in order.
Yes.
Because the law
Yes.
of this
Agreed.
book is
Agreed.
full effect.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
Not just a bunch of women
Right.
you hiding around and
Nah,
arguing,
hell no.
sneaking, hide your cell phone under the spare tire.
You drop your phone in a cup of coffee, trying to hide it.
In the kingdom of heaven, a woman won't even have the mind to be angry at you for having another woman. For being a man.
Right.
In this society, you have to suppress your manhood daily, man.
Right.
On all levels. Every day you have.
Right.
And man, in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to be able to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're going to be able to be.
And most men accept that.
Yeah.
They accept being a drone.
Yeah.
And I have nothing but contempt. That's why I come talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys are courageous enough. Right? Most men, they don't want to be seen as something non-conforming.
Smokes.
Yes, exactly. They're squares. They're squares.
Beta males.
Yes, exactly. That's why I come listen to you guys.
Yeah, that's why
I get on with email adding the skeleton key.
Yeah.
It's important. It's important, right? They also they were forbidden to use eyes.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
You gonna sacrifice your principle?
Right.
Anyway.
Hey,
Well, you know,
might
it's a big deal, man. It's a big deal. And like I was saying, that's one reason why people are clinging to Trump, because some of the ways that he's moving makes you feel like, yeah, man, F these people, man.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do. But yeah, grab her by the pussy, man.
So what? So what? What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Hilarious. I'm gonna see you fellas next time. Wednesday next week.
Every Friday and every Tuesday at 7 o'clock.
Okay, I'm Dick, by the way.
Okay, Paul. Rick. All right, Rich.
Rich. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod,
guys,
and I will cut
I
off
don't get the
pride
point.
of the Philistines.
I don't get the point.
Oh my God. Come here, Kush.
There is 12. There is 12.
That's the Kushite.
That's the ancient Babylonian right there, man. That's the one who sacked the temple right there. Now look at it. You look like a sacked temple. Jeremiah, you was the man, homie.
Zechariah 9:8. A bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
What's the point? What's
The point is, in the kingdom of heaven, you won't be looking like that, man. That's the point.
You gonna get the point.
It's gonna be a standard in the kingdom of heaven. The heathen gonna be
What's
through,
the
but
point?
they ain't gonna be like Esau got him, man.
What's the point?
Hey, the point is you going into slavery with your whole people, but you're gonna like it because the earth is gonna change into a righteous world. That's the point.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna be slave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we read
I'm not gonna slave.
Zechariah
I'm not gonna slave.
9:6. And a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines.
Yeah, man.
He says a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. Ashdod is a coastal city in Israel, right? And there's scriptures telling you a bastard, which you said it gonna dwell there. So who's there now? The so-called fake Jews, man. So y'all are the bastards, man. And it says right here in Zephaniah 2:4, for Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted out, man.
Yeah,
So
and it's tons of nations all in our land, man.
It's right.
All of them. Hamites over there.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, man. He had that Babylonian too.
Heard.
Hey, where you from? Where you from? Ethiopia? Yeah. Ethiopia, right?
Except from my mom.
Yeah, right. Where's she from? Ethiopia? Ethiopia. Okay, this is Zephaniah 2:12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by my sword.
That's the point. That's the point you asked for, right?
You said what's the point?
What is the point?
Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be
What's the
slain
point?
by my sword.
The sword. Judgment is coming, man.
You don't have a mind to receive righteousness. See that? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that ye should do so in the land whither you go to possess it.
This is our culture, man. Right. That's what we're doing. We're proclaiming our culture, man. Ultimately, the culture that we've been given, all of these lies and everything you see pushed on TV, that has nothing to do with who we are, along with the names, Black, so-called Latino, none of that. Go ahead.
Verse 6, keep therefore and do them.
Right.
For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nation.
This is your wisdom. This is your understanding. This is how you handle a particular situation. Now, ultimately, we're we're under the law of the Spirit right now. We're under grace, and ultimately, we can't keep those laws perfectly. But there's a standard that you have based upon what's written in the law, man. Now, ultimately, every situation ain't gonna be in this kingdom, but ultimately, that's our culture, man. Not to lay with a woman while she's on her cycle. That's a part of our culture. Cleanliness, separateness, man. Go ahead.
We shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
Right. This great nation is a wise and understanding people. What are they looking at us and saying now? They say they shake their head at them. Because if you stay at home on an average Tuesday, look at TV, which I don't even look at TV. I don't even have cable. But when I did, if you look at TV from 8 in the morning to around 3, you'll see nothing but niggas acting a damn fool. Divorce court. I told him, hey, just a bunch of just mad niggas. Even the judges are niggas. So in 1972, you know, just a bunch of niggas, man. So if you look at it, that image is constantly pushed. That's who people expect us to be, man. And that's why we separate from black culture, man. Right. That's why we make it a point to say, look, that ain't got nothing to do with us. Although you do have Israelites that love it, man. They so afraid to separate from that shit because it's a comfort zone for them. But we say to hell with it all, man. The whole thing of being black, all of that's played out. Keep going, brother.
This is back in Deuteronomy.
The other nations are supposed to look to us for righteousness, man.
That's right.
If this guy, if we were in our kingdom, he would be a lot in a whole lot of better situation.
That's right.
Once after you get his ass whipped.
They look at us for fathers.
Right.
So now the script's gonna be flipped. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody's gonna be put back into their purpose.
Right.
Everything is gonna be done with purpose today. Now there's gonna be some broken through.
Yes.
But it's gonna be for a purpose.
Right. But he won't be able to roam around and do that. Okay? He won't be able. I don't give a damn. Rich. He won't be that. He ain't gonna be. Now he may be destitute, you know, but he gonna have his teeth. On my island, man. My slaves ain't gonna be all, bro. I don't want no ugly, fucking broke down, stinking ass Hamite around me. Give me like some of the quality Hamites, man. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great?
But these nations are gonna be brought low, man.
Right.
They gonna have like we in the ghetto. We gonna have particular places in the earth where some wicked ass heathen are gonna be in a low level ass state, man. Yeah. You know, but we ain't gonna be flying fucking chemtrails over the village looking down.
That's what they wanted to see.
Go ahead.
Verse 7. For what nation is there so great who hath Yahweh so nigh unto them?
Right.
As the Lord our God is in all things that we call upon him for.
Right. And that's what, Esau, these heathen don't want us to be connected back to that power source because they know once we connect it back to that power source, it's over for them, man. Because really, all of these nations benefit off of the ignorance of the people on their side. Absolutely. With them in their decrepit state, these nations really get rich, man. That's in Revelation. They sent gifts to one another. Us being separated from our power brings these nations wealth, man, and abundance.
You know what? That's nothing new under the sun. When you read, the time of Judges or any other time, what happened? Anytime we repented, we got that right with our power. He put us over them.
Right.
Vice versa, if we didn't.
Right.
Same thing has been happening.
It always started with that name, man. It was always the Israelites calling back on that name, man. Those names, man. That was the difference maker, man. The name. Once we start calling on the name, get that in Baruch. They shall you shall remember your the name. What's that? Baruch 3?
2, I think 4. 2
right. Man, 2, 4, 3.
While you in captivity.
Yeah, we're gonna remember that name. And Baruch was a scribe of Jeremiah, man. And he had his own book. And there was a point in the scriptures where you had wicked Jake, they tore up all of the scrolls, man. And Jeremiah told Baruch, you got to go out there and prophesy. I think that's in like Jeremiah around 30 something, man. He told Baruch, look, man, they tore up because he was writing all of the scrolls, and you had wicked Jake. They were like, look, this is bringing us hell. The Babylonians are, you know, so they tore up all of the scrolls, and then Jeremiah told Baruch, and they bound Jeremiah. He told Baruch, you got to get out there and preach there.
The last book in Baruch. Yeah. The last book in Baruch. Right. Jeremiah wrote it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Because they rewrote everything. He said, look, we're going to write it again. All right, go ahead, bro.
This is Baruch chapter 2, verse, let me just get to the point of it.
Started a good point.
Okay, verse 30, it says, For I know that they would not hear me because of the stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves.
A remnant shall remember themselves, man. And that's what's happening. And this is what they fear. See, this is what they can't alter because this is already written. See, Esau can go pay off a particular Israelite group. They can do this. They can have particular groups teach them market beasts of embargo. It's like, where did that come from? 2 particular groups teach that, but where did the hell did it come from? There has to be. But anyway, he can do that, but ultimately he can't stop this. He can't stop what's written, man.
501c3.
501c3, all right? Esau only has so much control, man, and he's losing it. You got something else?
I got preach about it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, verse 31, it says, and shall know that I am Yahweh their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear.
He gonna give them a heart and ears to hear, man. And that's what's happening on the planet Earth, man. We're living in a time where it's great to be standing up and doing what we're doing, man.
That's right.
This is the best time to do it.
That's right.
You know, look at all of the lies. Look at how far left this world has gone, man. To be doing what we're doing right now, that's a testament of the power of the Lord, man. This is spiritual power before the eyes of these nations, man. You look at Jake in the 80s, man. You wouldn't have never thought, you know. You look at Jake. Look at Jake now. You would never think amongst this people that there will be somebody doing what we're doing, man. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
And think upon his name. But you got particular Israelite groups saying, well, we don't know the name.
Right.
He put his word above his name. Well, ain't it still a name? Even if that meant what they say it meant, well, there's still a name.
Right.
And ultimately, the Lord told Moses, get Genesis 3 and 15.
Genesis.
And somebody get Psalms 45.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 15.
Right.
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman.
Exodus 3 and 15.
Oh, Exodus.
Right. And fuck the serpent too, man. Go ahead.
Exodus 3:15. And Yahweh said, moreover unto Moses, thou shalt say unto the children of Israel, Yahweh power of your fathers, the power of Abraham, the power of Isaac, and the power of Jacob,
right,
has sent me unto you.
Right.
This is my name forever.
Right. This is my name forever. Go ahead.
And this is my memorial unto all generations.
This is my memorial unto all generations, man. So Psalms 45 and 17, real quick.
Psalms chapter 45, verse 17.
Aren't we a generation?
Right.
Are we not a generation of Israelites?
Uh,
So if he told Moses, I will make my name, this is my name forever, and my memorial to all generations.
Oh.
How can we not get the name? That's a faithless, weak doctrine, man.
Right.
And it has to be told to you to say something like that, man. Here it is, our Lord resurrected, but the Lord can't keep the pure language that Adam spoke, that the language of the heavens and the planet Earth. That's just done away with. At the Tower of Babel, Hebrew wasn't confounded. It was the language from the past. What does Hebrew mean? Right, ancient. All right, from the past. The Passover, it passed over. It survived the Tower of Babel. It was not confounded through the righteousness of our forefathers of the family line of Eber. Okay, and I forget his father's name. But there was a group of Israelites doing all of that rebellion that kept true to the culture to where we can have this platform, man. You're supposed to be pushing that to our people, man. That's right.
Psalms chapter 45, verse 17. I will make thy name to be remembered in all generations.
I will make, this is spoken. This is in the word. Go ahead.
Therefore shall the people praise thee forever and ever.
Right. So the Lord said, I will make his name to be remembered in all generations, man. Go ahead, brother.
John chapter 17, verse 6. I have manifested thy name unto the man which thou hast gavest me out of the world. Thine thy word, and thou gavest them me. They have kept thy word.
Right.
Manifested.
There you go. He manifested the name. Okay.
Because look, when we lost our heritage, we lost everything, including the names. So right here, he manifested back to us. So that what? So that generation could remember it and call upon the name, man. It links to all the scriptures.
There you go.
You gotta have faith.
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's
That
right.
doesn't count in the IUIC kick.
Right. You can't buy that off the website. You got some. Go ahead.
It's Deuteronomy 30 and 1. It says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations where the Yahweh thy power have driven thee.
Right. This is and we're calling it to mind. Yeah, read that again.
This is Deuteronomy 30 and 1. It says, and it shall come to pass when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations where the Yahweh thy power have driven thee.
Ooh, you can't get around that.
Chapter 2.
Right, man. All these scriptures we pulling out. If you don't know these scriptures, remember it, write this down. Okay,
right.
And put these in your notes.
Right.
Because it cuts on top of the scriptures you already know. It's an extra cutting that they can't get around, man, no matter what they say.
Right.
All generations, it's not except one.
Right.
It's all.
Right.
Okay.
The so-called white man was not powerful enough to take the language and the name away.
Right.
You see, that's what they're really teaching. That's a faithless, weak doctrine. But then you got to go change your name to Hebrew.
Right.
You got to go stand in the white man's line, get there about 8 o'clock in the morning, take off, to change your name to Ben Israel, but then the Most High and His Son don't have Hebrew names, man. Right, Tyrone. Hey, real quick, Psalms 135 and 13. Thy name, O Yahweh, endureth forever, and thy memorial, O Yahweh, throughout all generations. So bam, forever. So you go tell me the name that Seth and the family line of Adam called on is no longer we can't get it. That's what they're saying, and they're teaching you this, and you niggas are APTTA. What they say? All praise to the Most, because Jake get tired of typing it. So APTTMH. You know?
Hold on. What? But then whole feast weddings.
Yeah.
With the songs in the background,
Right.
calling on the name of Yahweh Shem Shah.
On YouTube.
Come on, man. The same people speaking out of both sides of their mouths, man. Like Esau do.
Right.
Okay, which one is it?
That's right.
Zephaniah 3 and 9. For then will I turn to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of Yahweh,
Right.
to serve him with one consent.
Look up that word language. Right. A pure tongue. Let's say tongue or language.
Language.
Right. Go ahead.
This is that word language in the interlinear.
Okay. No, you just ain't got no connection. Nah, it's saying that gotta be saying like right there. Look up Jews language. Type in Jews language in the blue letters about it. I got you. And that word should be Yahweh the Yah. Right?
Language.
Yep. Shapah.
Shapah. Lip, language, speech. Lip, part of the body. It says Strong's definition.
Right.
Lip as natural boundaries. Binding.
Right. Because when you read Isaiah, it says, "I'm a man of unclean lips." I believe it's the same word. All right. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah chapter 19, verse 18. It says, "In that day shall..."
A part of getting because really it's talking about the pure doctrine, but a part of that is the language. And when you read down, it'll further explain it. But go ahead.
Isaiah 19 and 18. In that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan.
The language of Canaan. And what is the language of Canaan? Hebrew. Now people say, well, the Phoenicians had that language first. No, they didn't. Adam's family line had that language first. Stop. Okay, now within the story, yeah, they were in that land. The Canaanites were in that land. But ultimately, that it all belongs to Israel, man.
Right.
Okay, go ahead.
And shall swear to Yahweh Shem Shah host, one shall be called the city of destruction.
Right. So when you start to see the Israelites come back to their true heritage, their language, the name, and all of that, America would start to fall, man. And that's what you see happening.
And that language is Zephaniah. The precept is Genesis 11:1. So
Yep. So we have a language, man. You see? And that's a part of the doctrine. When you read Sirach, the prologue to Sirach, it tells you that the words that are written in one language, they ain't as strong in power. And we're supposed to be the top scholars of the planet Earth, man. Somebody get that in Wisdom of Solomon 2. You don't have to get it because you got something, right?
No.
Wisdom of Solomon 2, where it says, what side not at? Where it's in Wisdom of Solomon 2, where it says we're into the particulars.
No, that's
Maccabees, Second Maccabees 2.
Maccabees 2.
Second Maccabees, the second chapter. You got that in the prologue? No, it's like a middle. You get the prologue. Get the prologue. Because we're supposed to be the top scholars on the earth, man.
Rock. Prologue. It says, "Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us wherein we may seem to come short of some word."
So really, this is our forefather talking to us, man. He wrote this for us to read that in this time, and we're gonna prove it. To say, oh, okay. So basically, he's telling the elect, look, we're gonna mess up a little bit, bro. This is a tedious job. and translating these things. Go ahead.
which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them.
Right.
And not only these things, but the law itself
Right.
and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference
Right.
when they are spoken in their own language.
In their own language. Did you get that? The proof that we have a language. Yep. Real quick.
Done. So with the changing of the language through the time, man, they like right now English, you got same word, what they call antonyms, homonyms, same word, spelled the same way, different meaning, different words spelled the same meaning. So it's confusing, man. In order to get the correct meaning to a word, you have to go back to the ancient language.
Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 23. In those days also saw I Jews that had married wives of Ashdod, of Ammon, and of Moab, and their children spake half in the speech of Ashdod, and could not speak in the Jews' language, but according to the language of each people.
Right. So the Jews had a language. When you look at that word, Jews' language is Yahweh the Yah.
Yeah, Yahweh the Yah.
So we have a language, man.
Yeah.
It's in the records. Right. So this language is gone. And then they bring up the Aramaic at the time of the Messiah. Of course, yes, the Aramaic was popular, but that don't take away from the fact that the true Hebrew was still there too.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, the Aramaic was a popular language at that time, but the Hebrew was never done away with. You know, the Messiah himself wouldn't know the true Hebrew tongue, man. Go ahead.
If the white man don't approve of it, they don't believe.
Right.
Right.
Right. But he can give you, but Jake reading the hieroglyphs.
Right.
This one for you. You know how I said it. It said in the Hebrew tongue, the Lord said Psalm.
Right. He told Paul his name in the Hebrew. All right. Yeah. Get it.
This is 2 Maccabees chapter 2.
More in that. Go ahead. Though.
All right, I'm going to start at verse 26. It says, therefore to us that we have taken upon us this painful labor.
Start at 24.
24, okay.
Come up first. Come up.
2 Maccabees 2 and 24. For considering the infinite number, the difficulty which they find that desire to look into the narrations of the story, for the variety of the matter, we have been careful,
right,
and they that will read may have delight.
Right, they were careful because this was a recorded history, but it's an abridged recorded history.
Right.
They couldn't write everything, and that's what he's telling you. Go ahead.
And that they are desirous to commit to memory might have ease, and that all into whose hand it cometh might have profit.
Right, and that's us. Go ahead.
Therefore, to us that have taken upon us this painful labor of abridging.
Abridging, what does that mean? Making something that's long, short.
Right. In college, you have a book that you have to read. And then, you know, in college you party and everything like that. So if you didn't read the book, you could go get what's called the Cliff Notes. And the Cliff Notes will give you basically an abridgment of the actual book.
Right.
So you get the highlights of the story. So if you took a test, you might not make an A because you didn't read the whole book, but you'd pass the test.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. A summary.
Well, this was the ancient custom of the scribe and the king. It was a legacy that was passed down that was perfected by the Hebrews, even coming out of the time of the Egyptian Empire. Okay?
Yeah.
We always had people that were scribing. Okay? Right. Now, when you leave it up, if you want a modern day example that you can actually see on like a movie or something, when you go on Netflix, there's a show or series called The Last Kingdom. And King Alfred was abridging his life because he had a soothsayer told him that he was going to die before the summer came. So before he died, he wanted to make an abridgment of all the works that he had did for the kingdom. So he was going over all the things that had happened, the wars, his victories, policies that he had set, his vision for the future, you know?
Right.
So that's a legacy, really,
that the Israelites had perfected, that the other nations learned from.
Right. Each king that sat on the throne had to write the laws, the whole thing out. You see what I'm saying? And that's in I believe Deuteronomy 17. But go ahead.
Come. Verse 26. Therefore, to us that have taken upon us this painful labor of abridging, it was not easy, but a matter of sweat and watching, even as it is in no ease unto him that prepared the banquet.
Right. If you prepare a banquet, he likened it unto a preparing of a banquet. Now, what does it say in Wisdom in Proverbs, the 9th chapter? This truth is likened unto a feast. Wisdom mingleth their wine. And then Yahweh say, prepare them to the feast. Go ahead.
God. And seeketh the benefit of others, yet for the pleasuring of many we have undertook gladly this great pain.
Right, this great pain. So they were into it, man. It's like we should be into it. Every nation supposedly have a language, but then we Hebrew Israelites and we don't have a language. Come on, man. It's time you guys are childish, man. Go ahead.
Verse 28. Leaving to the author the exact handling of every particular,
right,
and laboring to follow the rules of an abridgment.
Right.
For as the master builder of a new house must care for the whole building.
Right. Now, aren't we master builders of this new house?
That's right.
Didn't Paul say you're a master, wise master builders?
Yep.
You see that? Go ahead.
God.
We're building the house of David.
Well, that's what Jake want to do. They want to build the house without looking at blueprint.
Right.
Without really studying the structure.
Right.
Without they want to deal with their feelings
Right.
over their responsibility.
Right.
Read the blueprints and stuff.
Right.
I got this.
Right. Just like this new, which I want to get that real quick. We ain't gonna argue with that nigga back and forth, but I want to get that in Deuteronomy. I want you to read that in the prologue too. But ultimately, dealing with Yahushua and the Torah and the Old Testament is tedious. It's really blatant for us. We like, dang, who is that talking about? But really, Jake ain't really going to sit there and try to link it all. They just like, nah, I believe what the hell I want to believe. All right, go ahead.
God. But he that undertaketh to set it out and paint it must seek out fit things for the adorning thereof. Right. Even so, I think it is with us.
Right. That's how it is with us. See, people when they see a big building like this building behind us, you don't see what's under that building, man. Right. It took a whole team of people to like really plan out and really this goes that deep. You can't just put a particular pole so deep. It has to be a particular. Everything is particular, man. That's how the building of the house of David is, man. When you read in Revelation 21, when you don't have to get it, it's a very particular way that the Lord has to describe that building. Right. Which is the elect men. Go ahead.
God. Verse 30. To stand upon every point and go over things at large.
Right. To stand upon every point and go upon everything at large. Go ahead.
And to be curious in particulars.
To be curious in particulars. So we're curious if you're out here teaching this word, if you've taken the authority to say, look, I'm teaching our people, you got to be particular, man. You got Jake getting all in the screen, chicken is unlawful. Man, shut your ass up, man. Teach the word, man. Right. Go into the prophecies. Tell the people what's happening. Tell the people what it is, man. Nigga want to just argue, man. Right. Right. And we go, whoever try to get, them niggas who try to get rid of chicken, this is a special judgment coming. That's right. Chicken, we wouldn't be here today. And chicken and quail is ultimately a part of the same family.
Let's go.
Somebody look it up. Chicken and quail are part of the same family.
Yeah.
It's a particular name. It's off the tip of my tongue, but they're in the same family. Right. So if chicken is unlawful, he said chickens don't fly. Chickens do fly. Now they may not fly all the way in the sky like the eagle in particular, but they fly. So you cut right there, man. Chickens don't crawl on all fours, bro.
Right.
Stop.
It's just not that smart, man.
Yeah.
You want to be smart. That's cute.
Right. Read that.
It says, this is on Google. It says chickens, on the other hand, are a subspecies of the red jungle fowl known as scientifically as, how you say that, brother?
Right, but look it up to link it to the
domestic
quail. Is it linking it to the quail?
Yeah, it's about
okay,
to right now.
ahead.
I'm gonna get straight to it. It says
They belong to the same family as quails.
As quails. So is quail unlawful? Jake was the Lord sent quail, man.
In the form of a miracle.
Yeah, in the form of a miracle.
Man,
They gonna
straight
send an
up,
unlawful
straight up.
bird in the form of a miracle.
Yeah, straight up. But
Yeah, the fish, he fed Israel with catfish. Now, a fish that was related to tilapia was famous around that time. The Elder Ariella brought that out.
That's right.
Jake was eating tilapia back then. All right, but in a purer form. Go ahead.
God. Verse 30. To stand upon every point and to go over things at large and to be curious in particulars belonging to the first author of the story.
There you go.
But to use brevity and avoid much laboring of the work, it is to be granted to him that will make an abridgment.
There you go. You got to be particular, man.
And if I can say something, brevity, if you go into that, it basically needs to be concise
Right.
to get the full power of the point, but in a short length.
Right.
Right. And that's what the elders and apostles in New York did for us when we came in.
Yep.
Because how were we getting this truth? We were watching videos on YouTube. Now, when you watch the video on YouTube, they might mention something. You didn't know what it was, but what did you have to go do? You had to go study it. You had to go study it and look it up. A good example is Easter. Now, because if you just read that scripture, Easter, you're not going to get the full meaning of what they're talking about.
Right.
You had to look up the language.
Right.
You know, to get deeper into it, man. You know, so when we were coming into this thing, they might mention something just like you listen to a rap song, and they might mention a slang word that you don't know what they're talking about. You have to Google it or look it up to so okay, oh, that's what he's talking about. That's what that means.
God,
right?
if I may bring up a point too, even when you go into the Gospels, man, everything that was done couldn't be contained in books, man. So they had pretty much wrote things out that we could be able to receive. And not even just that, but when you go into Revelation, the 2nd and 3rd chapter goes into the letters of all the churches. In order to know what was going on in those churches, what do you got to do? Look it up. But he pretty much abridges and says, look, man, this is what they was doing. This is what they was doing. Don't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Go ahead, brother. Finish that off.
Back in the prologue, it says, and the rest of the books had no small differences when they are spoken in their own language.
In their own language. See that? They're more powerful when they're spoken in their own language. So why not? What's wrong with going into Hebrew if you're a Hebrew Israelite?
Right.
It don't hurt you. Now, we ain't saying you got to know the whole book in Hebrew. That ain't going to happen. But you should be able to read Hebrew, man. You should know the Hebrew alphabet. You should know a few words. Greek, too. You should go into the Greek and show people that English ain't the end-all, be-all, man. We got a language, bro. And English is actually a bastard tongue, man. It's really some put-together madness, man. And Jake put that together.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And it says, for in the 8th and 30th year, coming into Egypt, when Euergetes was king, and continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning.
And when you read these scriptures, brothers, read it because he's talking to you. Read what he's saying to you. Read.
Therefore, I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it.
Right, to interpret it. Go ahead.
Using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end and set it forth for them also.
Set it forth for them also. Go ahead.
Which in a strange country,
are
willing to learn.
Ain't we in a strange country willing to learn? So that's why they labored so hard for us to have this word, man. See, it was a miraculous process, man. For us to have these scrolls and everything in our possession and be able to understand it, that's heavy, man. And we have faith that the Lord preserved his word, man. Okay? Because ultimately we believe that he is. You got a lot of people that bring in doubt and try to put it with the doctrine that it don't work. Go ahead.
It says, which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law.
There you go. And that's what we're trying to do to the best of our ability, man. All right? You got something? Get that Exodus 23. I want to bring this out real quick. 23 and 20.
Exodus 23 and 20. Behold, I send an angel before
Somebody
thee
get Matthew 17 and 5.
to keep thee in the way.
Right, now this is in the wilderness, right? All right, now the argument is that the Lord, the only way, it's only the Most High. Okay, there's no, although when you read the Daniel, the 12th chapter, clearly Michael's there.
Right.
It clearly says Michael, so they're saying the Most High, you don't need nothing to get to him. Which under the first covenant, you needed an animal sacrifice to get to him. You needed something. And you need a mediator for the new covenant. There was always a mediator. Stupid.
Right.
So to make that argument, because they're saying whatever you put, if you put something in the way, all right, to get to the Most High, then you're making that a God. So was the lamb a God?
Right.
Was the goat a God? Was the dove a God?
The two stones, the Urim and the Thummim.
The Urim and the Thummim, were those gods? Because those were clearly things that brought you back to the Heavenly Father, man.
Even the prophet, right? So you had to go to the prophet to see what you need to do.
So is that idol worship? You always needed something to get back to the Heavenly Father. And under the first covenant, which Jake is stuck in that first covenant, man. If you stuck in that first covenant, you're through. If you believe that through the Levitical priesthood, you're going to obtain perfection, you're sadly mistaken, man. It's not going to happen. That wasn't meant for us to be perfect. Okay? It was meant, really, we fell under that because we broke that covenant.
I mean, for one example is King Saul.
Right.
When King Saul was about to go to war,
right.
I believe it might have been against Amalek. He was waiting for Samuel, the prophet, to come to have the sacrifice before he could go out there.
Man.
And he was getting fearful, man. Because Samuel took like 7 days to come. I believe it was like 7 days before he got out there, man. And he proceeded to do the sacrifice himself.
Right.
Most High got mad. Why? Because he didn't have access to do that.
Right.
He didn't have the right to do that sacrifice, man. So that was another reason why the kingdom got stripped from Saul, for his lack of faith.
That's right.
The problem with the argument of the Messiah that they always stand. Well, wait a minute. Jacob going to different holy men to get knowledge of what the Most High wanted us to do.
Moses was a man.
You know?
Yep. Go ahead.
This is Malachi chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth.
At his mouth. And then it says, ultimately in Genesis the 49th chapter, the lawgiver is going to come from Judah.
Right.
So you people, even within the Torah, you all messed up in the head, man. You don't know what this Bible is talking about, man. And see, these guys get proud and they just start throwing stuff out there. And then we start asking the question. They be like, oh, nigga, you lie. You're idol worshiper.
Right,
they never answer the question. Notice they never answer the question. They'll just say, you're lying. Now, this nigga is so wicked, real quick. And Proverbs, get Proverbs 30 and 4. What is his name or what is his son's name? Real quick, and then we got to get back to that Exodus. Yeah, he said the book of Nebiru.
Proverbs 30 and 4.
Right.
Who hath descended up into heaven.
Right.
Or descended.
Right.
Who hath gathered the wind in his fist.
Right.
Who hath bound the waters in a garment.
Right.
Who hath established all the ends of the earth.
Right.
What is his name? And what is his son's name?
Jake said that was put there. Right? But then he went even further. Go up to verse 1.
Verse 1. The words of Agur.
Who was Agur? Why should we listen to him?
Oh, Lord.
That's what he said. That's what he said. Read that.
The words of Agur, the son of Jacob.
Right.
Even the prophecy. The man spake unto Ithiel.
So this is a brother from the line of Judah, and he gets a book. You know, Jake do a guest verse. You know, he got a guest verse in the book of Proverbs, and Jake is like, so why should we listen to him? Who is this nigga? That's what he said. To say that's why we shouldn't listen to what is his name and what is his son's name. So anytime it says son, he's saying, well, basically it was put there. Stop. That's it. Exodus. Go to Exodus. Because this is in the Torah, man. This is in the Old Testament, man. So they got to answer this one. Go ahead.
Exodus 23 and 20.
Right.
Behold, I send an angel before thee.
Behold, I send an angel before thee. And this angel, the trick about this, and I got this from the brother Ayasha Moth, who said he got it from the brother in Memphis. That letter A is capitalized there, right? See it? And it's only capitalized about 4 times, and it's always talking about Yahweh Shai, man. The rest of the time, angel is not capitalized, man. So this is the top angel on the right-hand side, Yahweh Shai. Read that. Read it again.
Behold, I send an angel before thee,
right,
to keep thee in the way.
Behold, I send an angel. So right there, stop. Why is the Most High sending another angel if he's it? Now he is the end all be all, but he delegates. He has order. He has order, man.
Structure.
Right. Ain't that what you gonna do?
I know if I'm a king, I ain't doing that.
Right. I'm not walking the store getting no bread if I'm a king. Right. A king at Kroger. That's you see the Rothschild at Kroger?
Great point.
No, nigga, you ain't gonna see no Rothschild at Kroger, man. David D. Hey, David D. Power. Go ahead.
It says, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Right, start over, Brother Kashak.
Come on, this is Exodus 23:20. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared.
Woo! So the angel was going to bring them into the place that the Lord prepared. You see that? Who's that angel? Who's that angel? Who's that angel? That's Yahweh Shai, man. Right there, hidden in the Torah. Go ahead.
Verse 21. Beware of him and obey his voice.
Obey his voice. Obey his voice.
Right. Look that word angel up, the word was what? It was Malak.
Malak. When you look up that word angel, it's Malak. It ain't Allah Ahaya. It's Malak. So behold, I send my king.
Right.
Who's that talking about? Who's that talking about?
Verse 21.
Read verse 21.
Beware of him and obey his voice.
Obey him and hear his voice. Go ahead.
Provoke him not.
Don't. That's what you're doing. I got it. I told somebody to get that. Matthew 17. I knew you. That's your favorite scripture. Go ahead.
For he will not.
Go ahead.
For he will not pardon your transgression.
He will not pardon your transgression. So they're right there. There's an angel that has power to pardon your transgressions in the wilderness, live and direct. We're not making this up, brothers. All y'all on the comment board. Do y'all see this scripture? Are we making this up?
It's right there.
It's right there. Go ahead.
And my name is in him.
For my name is in him. And what's the next verse?
The next verse it says, "For mine angel shall go before."
My angel shall go before thee. Go ahead.
Verse 20.
And I want to say this too. Whenever you have a king sitting on the throne, right? And Jonathan did it. He spoke on behalf of his father as the king. His name was in his father's name was in him, man. Meaning he had the authority as the king. Okay. Jonathan took down one of those surrounding cities, and he took it over in the name of King Saul, man. His father's name was in him. He had the authority to do so. You know, and I like to use the example of watching Marco Polo with Kublai Khan. Kublai Khan sent his son to go basically make a pact with one of the other Khans so they could go to war or, fight each other. And when he went, he's like, I come in the name of my father. His name was in him, man,
Now it's not coming in when you have coming in by the book.
That's right.
That's right.
Verse 22. Exodus 23 and 22. It says, "But if thou shalt indeed obey his voice and do all that I speak, then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies."
So right there, clearly, it's somebody you got to listen to get to the Heavenly Father. Right there in the Torah, man. Come on, bro. But you know what he'll do? He'll just act like we didn't say that. He'll act like that ain't there. You ain't answering my question. Answer my question. And then Jake get on there, man. Answer his question. I rock with GMS. Don't get me wrong. But shit, your questions, man. Now, if you rock with GMS, you supposed to believe in your Hawashai.
That's right.
A nigga with a blank profile, with a page pop up out of nowhere, stirring your faith in your Hawashai, man.
Right.
Talking about the Nibiru. This nigga lying in an asteroid is coming to the earth. This nigga eat fucking ice cream sandwiches, man. Nigga, when the ice cream truck come outside, he get his big ass up. Yeah, that Ninja Turtle ice cream. He sound like that type of nigga. And then you never see, it's like, because somebody, I put, who is this guy? Jake was like, well, why you need to see him as long as he tells the truth? What the scripture say? Your eyes shall see thy features, man.
When Jake tells the truth, he want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? If Jake got a major point, you know what I'm saying? Jake quick to jump out there and play.
Straight up, real talk.
Right. So the Lord said with that angel, you got it again? What it say? Hear his voice, read that again?
It says, Exodus 23 and 21. But if 22, but if thou shalt indeed obey his voice.
Obey his voice. And that's in Egypt. Get that scripture, the same spiritual rock, which is Yahushua, Corinthians. Now read Matthew 17.
Matthew 17 and 5. It says, while he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud which said, this is my beloved son,
right,
in whom I am well pleased. Hear ye him.
Hear ye him. So what are we doing so wrong, man? Why are we so crazy? That's the angel, man. You're not a part of the members. This is members only, man.
Right.
This understanding is really for a particular amount of people. Because really, it just ain't no any Israelite gonna put that together. If you get that, you're blessed, man. We see it. Clearly it says there's an angel. We ain't just making that up saying, because they talk about Yahushua, they read that law that says they should put no other gods before me, but Yahushua is the law. Right. So he wrote that. He's the word. He's the most high's wisdom.
Right. So when the Lord turned his back on us in Hosea, you know what I'm saying? We had already showed the Heavenly Father that we couldn't properly worship him according to the law because we broke that covenant. Right. You know what I'm saying? He set Yahushua up. He said, if you can prove to me that you can worship my son the way you're supposed to worship me, then I'll let you back in. And that's why Yahushua was set as that mediator. That sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? You show me you can worship my son, and I'll take you back.
Right.
You see?
Right.
And that's the concept you have to wrap your head around.
Right.
You see?
Right. Go ahead. Yeah, get that. This 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4, now that scripture we just read about the angel, that was in Egypt. See what I'm saying? Now Paul is going to talk about the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay, verse 4 it says, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of the spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Hamashiach.
Hey, you know what? But see, Jake don't be reading, man. Go ahead.
In 2 Ezra 7:28, it says, for my son, right, Yahushua shall be revealed with those that be with him, and they that remain shall rejoice with them 400 years.
Right, 400 years from that point to the time that the Messiah came.
After these years shall my son, the Messiah, die.
And he died?
And all men that have life.
Right, the apostles, they were put to death. All right, this is a prophecy of the Son, man. So the Son is spoken about clearly in the Bible. 2 Ezra is the 2nd chapter. You know?
If you don't have faith, man, hey, it's not for you.
Yep. This is just a strength of y'all.
Go listen to Rap the News, man.
Yeah.
We don't want you,
right.
You know,
I like y'all in, but he made some sense, man.
with low pop eating that thing.
Yeah.
You don't want y'all to start.
Ugly ass out of here.
You know what though? Those guys, quality, man. We look for quality men. From the spirit tall, y'all by sitting out shot. Not no
Right.
local ass niggas, man. Niggas running around still.
Right.
We look for quality, man.
Right, quality, man.
Seriously.
Okay. You guys are playing games.
I got a precept.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, those guys, be careful, man, because those guys really are set up on the left-hand side to put witchcraft and spells on you of unbelief. Okay, to sift you out. Remember what Yahushua told, he told Peter, he said, Satan desired to sift you. Satan is using these guys to sift certain Israelites that may be around, they could be correcting in the word, they could be unsure, and they hear that guy, and they start to question. Even though it's totally out there and totally left and crazy, but because he's so serious about it, they're like, well, damn, maybe that's Satan, man, trying to get you away from the truth. At the end of the day.
Yeah, a lot of you guys don't have no purpose. You're just here. Right. So you need that guy to come around, man.
Yeah. Them guys gotta have their platform.
Man, eating all the chicken, man. Get out of here.
Right.
Drinking all the wine. Get the hell out of here.
Right.
And hey, I'm telling you, man, you brothers that's in camp, don't waste your time with brothers that's not appreciative.
That's right.
If somebody's not appreciative, don't waste your time with them, man.
Right.
Don't have unappreciative people all up on your phone all day, man. Taking up room all hot. And you got this nigga in the corner just staring, looking crazy.
Nostrils taking up all the air.
Yeah, man. Person don't have no appreciation. Don't waste your time with those guys. You know?
Genesis 48:16. The angel,
And then the angel is capitalized there too.
it says 43:97, Malak.
There you go.
It says the angel which redeemed me from all evil.
Right, the angel which redeemed me from all evil. That's in Genesis 48. Now, come on, man.
Bless the lads and let my name be named on them.
Right.
And the name of my fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and let them grow into a multitude in the midst of the earth.
Right, and see, Abraham, we just read about Abraham, he paid tithes to somebody.
Right.
So how could the priesthood end at Levi? There has to, he said, I have sworn that thou art a priest after the order of Melchizedek. They don't go into that.
Right.
If that's in there, why are you still talking about the Levitical priesthood?
Right.
Which was a sign of things to come, man.
Right.
We're all going to be priests. Go ahead, brother.
Joshua chapter 5, I started verse 13. And it came to pass when Joshua was by Jericho that he lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, there stood a man over against him with a sword drawn in his hand. And Joshua went unto him and said unto him, Art thou for us or for our adversaries? And he said, Nay, but as captain of the host of Yahweh am I now come.
Who was that?
Yeah.
All of this is in the Torah.
Right. And that ties right into Exodus 23 because he says pretty much, I shall be an adversary to your adversaries, man.
If you listen to me, if you listen to him.
That's right.
You got something? Go
I'm
ahead.
finish something.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
It says, And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith
Worship.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Exactly. That's the point that I was thinking.
Right. Straight up.
Whoa.
That's the point. Yeah.
Oh, I got to bring that out.
He worshiped him.
Oh, man. Because you got Jake who believe in Yahweh that say, I don't worship Yahweh. Okay, go ahead.
That there goes to show you as well, man, that was actually Yahushua, because you had an account in Revelation where John received a vision and seen that angel talk to him. And the angel said, Get up, man, for I'm thy brother and fellow brother that have a testimony.
Right.
That angel ain't say that right there, man.
And then the thing is, with even with Moses, right? When he was speaking when the burning bush, when he was seeing the glory of the Lord in the burning bush, right? When the angel was speaking to him, who was that speaking to Moses? Was that Yahweh himself, or was that his word going to him?
That was his word.
That was his word, right? So check this out. Verse 14. It says, And Joshua fell on his face to the earth and did worship and said unto him, What saith my Lord unto his servant? And the captain of Yahweh's host said unto Joshua, Loose thy shoe from off thy foot, for the place wherein thou standest is holy.
Holy ground. Yeah, and that's why we take our shoes off when we go in the brothers' houses, man. That's an ancient custom. Amongst holy ground, you take your shoes off, man. That was an ancient custom, man. Right.
That's why the scriptures say, Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Lord.
Right. Go
Exodus 32 and 34. Therefore now go lead the people into the place of which I have spoken unto thee.
Right. He's talking to the angel again. Watch.
Behold, mine angel,
capital A,
shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I will visit their sins upon them. Visit means punish.
There you go. So down, the angel again. Now I wanted Sirach 24, but go ahead.
This is Second Ezra 14. Just go straight to the point. Verse 9. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son.
Right.
And what such as be like thee until the times be ended.
Son.
It's that angel in Exodus, man. You know?
Yep, and the brother said GMS, no breaks, I believe Hebrews 7 talks about it. It exactly talks about it. Proving to you that there had to be another priesthood. That's right. Because we died under that covenant. So if you boasted in the Levitical priesthood, what about the new covenant that's promised?
Right.
There has to be a mediator. There has to be a sacrifice.
Right.
It's Yahushua. Go ahead.
Wisdom of Solomon.
It's the parts of it being changed. There you go. Because it's going to be through an eternal priest that we're going to receive life eternal. We couldn't receive eternal life through those sacrifices of the lambs. We didn't live forever through that. We would sin the next day.
Have it set aside just for the
Walk around with a pipe already.
You go to the priest, he cleanse himself, go through all of that ritual. All right, he offer up the sacrifice, you good. Then the next day, you go do some foolishness. And we do it to this day. So if it was up to that covenant, man, we ain't gonna get no eternal life, man. But the Most High Yahweh is very, very deep, man. I'm saying if your mind ain't up to heavens, you just really, it's gonna be too far fetched for you. That's why this is the straight gate right here, man. Because you gotta really be crazy, man. Like what we saying is crazy according to this world, man. Get that?
Solomon 24 verse 1.
Right.
Wisdom shall praise herself.
Right. Wisdom shall praise herself. Now the Most High has wisdom, and his wisdom is his word. His word is an entity of its own. That's his son. Now, can you wrap your mind around that? He spoke everything into existence. And what he spoke is a power within itself. That's why words are powerful. The Most High himself is a direct example of that. Mountains, you got the sun. That's all done through his word, his wisdom, man. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes, it was Ecclesiastes.
Sirach,
yeah. Sirach chapter 24 verse 1. Wisdom shall praise herself,
right,
and shall glory in the midst of her people.
Yep. And that wisdom was given only to a particular people. The way to take care of the earth. It was all given to the family line of Adam. It wasn't given to the family line of the serpent or the other trees. That was given to the family line of Adam, man. And at the time of Moses, it was written on stone. And you were supposed to keep those ways, but we didn't keep those ways. But now, under the priesthood of Melchizedek, Yahushua, those ways are going to be put into us. You can't beat that, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 2, in the congregation of the Most High, shall she open her mouth,
right,
and triumph before his power.
Right. And wisdom is likened unto a sheep. It can be likened unto water. You can look at an ant and get wisdom. So just because it calls wisdom a sheep, don't mean that there's a feminine presence in the heavens. It's just called a she because she is the greatest gift that a man will ever receive.
That's right. That's right.
That's your woman. That's your mother. It plays the role of a mother and nourishes you. Wisdom can be a sister. Right. Milk. Yep. Wisdom can be milk. Wisdom can be water. You can look at any function of life and find the Most High's wisdom and liken it to it, man. Go ahead. A relationship between a man and a woman. He likened that between a relationship between him and his chosen people.
Even the child you around with.
Yep.
Speak about you gotta come like a child.
You gotta come like a child. Right. Animals.
I got a 1-year-old that I look at her and then, shit, I'm learning things from her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Tell you in Luke when they did the Passover,
right,
Mary and Joseph went to find Yahushua. He could sit with the doctors and they were marvel and astonished at what came out of his mouth. But he was 12 years old.
Right. Go ahead.
I came out of the mouth of the Most High and covered the earth as a cloud.
Right.
I dwell in high places, and my throne is in a cloudy cloud.
And this all goes back to Proverbs 8. Right. I was with him. Yep. Now see, Yahushua, when he was on the cross, he was like, look, I did my job. Return me back to the glory that I had with you from the beginning. And that's what we fighting for, man. That same glory, that first fruits, man. Go ahead.
It says, and my throne is in a cloudy pillar. I alone compass the circuit of heaven and walk in the bottom of the deep. In the waves of the sea and in all the earth.
Right.
And in every people and nation I got a possession.
Right. All nations belong to him. The Lord said that he's in his inheritance. All right. But watch this. Go ahead.
Verse 7. With all these I saw rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide.
Right.
So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me cause my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be in Jacob, and thine inheritance in Israel.
Damn. Keep going.
He created me from the beginning before the world, and I should never fail.
Who's that talking about? Let's talk about Yahweh Shai, man. The Most High's wisdom, His word. And when you read Psalms 38, it says, I put my word above my name. Get that real quick.
Proverbs 80 says, before you made anything,
Yep.
I was there.
Yep. Proverbs 138. Read that. You got something
And
else?
also in the book of Psalms, it said, how shall a young man cleanse his way? I listen to the word, man.
What's
word
that
is
precept in
powerful.
Isaiah? Where it say, as I bring forth my word, that it's done, that it all means survive. Read that. Psalms 138.
Psalms chapter 138. What verse? Psalms chapter 138, verse 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving
He
kindness
just said it. I will praise thy name. Go ahead.
and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name.
Now it says he magnified his word above all his name. Now what particular people teach is that means that the name ain't important and it's all of it. The word, all right, is over the name. That ain't what that's saying, man. What that's saying is that he swore on himself. We know that he is because his word is going to come to pass, man. Go ahead.
It's Isaiah 45:23. I have sworn by myself, the word
He
is
swore by himself, just like he told Abraham. That's what he mean by he magnified his word above his name. That means he it's going to come to pass so much that he put his name on it, man. His word is bond. Go ahead.
It says, I have sworn by myself, the word is gone out of my mouth in righteousness, and shall not return. That unto me every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear.
There you go.
Isaiah,
A few more. We'll close out.
Isaiah 55:11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Right.
It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
There you go.
And it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
Bam. So with that, anybody else got anything? We'll give all. Go ahead, man.
Just going to
Yeah.
how you how shout the mediator.
There you go. Go ahead.
This is John. I'm starting 5. John 14:5. Thomas says unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? And Yahushua says unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man coming unto me, unto the Father, but by me.
Cut. He ain't lying. He ain't lying. So with that, we'll give all praise to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.